Yodelay. Hello everyone and welcome to ALR. We are here in Austria one more time then for the third and final day of the day of this ALR extravaganza here in the incredible Spielberg circuit, which used to be the Österreich ring, didn't it? Now it is the Red Bull ring, and even before that it was the A1 ring, wasn't it? This place has transformed over the years, hasn't it? And now we are in, well, now it's in the clutches of Red Bull, isn't it? Haven't had much success over the years, but I've got to say recently they've been very much on power, haven't they, the Red Bull? But of course that's the real world of Formula 1. We need to be more concerned about ALR and Bronze Ed. Apologies, we're a bit late on air tonight then, as unfortunately I have had a very untimely problem there with my bowels. So but standard stuff as always. Let's get on to it, shall we? As I always have to talk about some kind of profanity before we get into the race, don't we? Let's go through the drivers and the constructors standing, shall we? And of course we have Velocity, who I've just been looking at the past races, and Velocity is leading the championship by 35 points. Whatever happens tonight at the halfway stage, Velocity will still be the championship leader, as he has got a 35 point advantage over Energetics, who is second at the moment, the man who's got the most pole positions in bronze history. Fantastic stuff indeed there from Energetics. Mike in third position. He's had a fantastic season so far. Mike has, he is 50 points behind the leader, along with his teammate Newman, who is I gotta say new this season, but he is really ripped up the form book, hasn't he? 3 wins from the last 3 races. He's been extravagant, hasn't he? Fantastic. I love that word, by the way. I heard it earlier on in my meeting, so I'm going to be using that quite a lot tonight. Curly Red in 5th position, and he is there's a big old gap between Newman and Curly Red now. It's 55 points that separates 4th and 5th position then, as the top 4 are starting to run away with it, and the Gort in 6th position. I was expecting to be a bit higher up this season, but the Gort has had a up and down season so far. Nunda, fantastic. I think he's been fantastic this season. He's even had a pole position as well, the first in his career in ALR. Ayrton in 8th position, a much stronger season for Ayrton. Lovely stuff indeed there for the Mercedes driver. Rembo, what could have been, she could have been much higher up in the standings as well. I think she'd be around her teammate, the Gort area, but unfortunately connection issues and all of them, very unlucky with incidents as well. There's a shame then. Maz in 10th position. He is now up 2 positions as well, got in front of Forza and Bradfield last time out. Camera Racer is in at 13th position, and Brandon, of course, what a drive last time out. He was my driver today. He was fantastic, and that incredible strategy of running very long on those medium tyres as well. Great stuff indeed then. In the constructors, let's take a look at that, shall we, as I tab to the right then, as well, as I am starting to get a bit of the groove on. In the constructor standings, this is how it is at the moment then. 3 points separates the McLaren and Williams team. Those teams have got incredible history in the world of Formula 1, haven't they? And of course they've also got incredible history in ALR as well, with Williams there, of course, the constructor champions from the top division, which is gold, of course. Williams are in second position. They're 3 points away then. A massive gap between Williams and Alfa Romeo. It's 76 points, and Alfa Romeo, the former champions of bronze in the constructors stakes, and they are 76 points behind. That's incredible, isn't it? Renault in 4th position, and Haas is in 5th position then. 6th position is Ferrari. Racing Point is 7th. Alpha Tauri 8th. Mercedes in 9th, and 10th position is Red Bull. And this is their home track tonight, so hopefully they can get themselves back on the horse, so to speak, can't they? Oh, back on the bull, I should say. And I do speak a load of bull as well, don't I? You got Bailey Smith. Hello, Sean. Good evening, Bailey. I hope you're having a lovely day today. Gordo saying hello, everyone. Good evening, Gordo. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Emerson now, who is sat on the job as usual, isn't he? As he Snapchatted me when he's meant to be a delivery driver now. Jonathan, evening, Sean. Pleased to get my 10th career pole position. Yes, that was on Sunday with Sir Jonathan there. Had a fantastic qualifying performance out. That was the first pole position he's had in quite a number of races. Good to see Jonathan back up there, isn't it? And very much on it like a car bonnet. Brilliant. Brady sorted. Velocity is winning this there. Oh god, that's a big old statement. I love it. Gunnar saying evening, everyone. Gunnar, hopefully you can have a cleaner race after issues curtailed his weekend last time out, or week I should say, as Formula 1 for me is always on the weekend, so I'm always like still stuck on a Sunday afternoon. Ayrton saying hello, Sean. Hello, Ayrton. Hope you're having a lovely day as well. And we have also got Caesar saying hello, Caesar here as well. It's great to have you along for the ride as well. Brilliant stuff indeed. Then, and here we go then as well. Then we're just about to get going. Then let's take a look at the track layout, shall we? As I get myself in position. Then we have got 3 types of dry tires on this circuit: the C4, C3, and C2. It's the middle range, isn't it? Unfortunately, they dropped the soft super Cybersofts, Hypersofts, Ultrasofts, Spectacular Softs, I don't know. But yeah, they've just gone with the C5 to 1 category, haven't they? Which I suppose it makes it a bit easier, but I quite liked having the multicoloured tyres there. I forgot to say, they made the tyres look very pretty, didn't they? But yeah, we've got C4, C3 and C2 for the tyres tonight then. Intermediate wets, I would actually say that I would bet my bottom dollar that I reckon we'll see some of those wet tyres, whereas the intermediate wets remain to be seen then. But we'll find out, won't we? And of course, as we mentioned in the program last night, there was a great battle between Sean Hammers and Gurman. Of course, they were battling 1 and 2 for majority of the race there. Of course, when it was rain affected as well, wasn't it? It was a brilliant race as well. Unfortunately, none of them are racing tonight, are they? But that means that there's going to be more action, though, isn't it? Albeit, I would love to have seen Sean Hammers in this race tonight, but unfortunately, that is not going to happen, is it? As we're just waiting to get going in just a jiffy. So 10 turns around here, albeit there is only I say there's only 3 or 4 major braking points around here. It's such a short circuit. It's only 2.6 miles long, isn't it? And it's the minimum lap speed, the minimum lap time this season as well. It's not a sub 1 minute, which I think we're going to have in the oval layout of Bahrain, aren't they? Possibly. Who knows? I think we will, won't we? I think that's the first lap time that would be a sub 1 minute since Niki Lauda. I'm thinking of the German Grand Prix, but I'm not sure if that's right or not. I'm going to be honest, if anyone knows about that, they can enlighten me. I've read it somewhere, and I can't remember if it was Germany or Austria. It was a funny old circuit, that was, and it was like a one-time thing as well, wasn't it? As we're just now getting ready for the race. What Emerson saying, working hard or hardly working, and that's kind of me all over, really, isn't it? Brady sorted snow for the session, I hear. Oh goodness me, no, I love a bit of snow as well. Being ginger and all that, I think I'd love to have a bit of snow there. Of course, I would not get sunburned. Tim Butler on the old Facebook stream now said, "Good evening, Sean." Hello, Tim. I hope you're having a lovely afternoon as well. As I've watched Tim race in a number of races as well. It's great stuff to see him indeed. Then, and look forward to watching the race later on this week as well. It was a 58 second lap time. That's all I remember there for Gordo. Yeah, I'm sure it's by Niki Lauda, but I can't remember what race it was at. For some reason I'm thinking Germany. I'm not sure if that's right or not. So if someone could Wikipedia that'd be fantastic. Or if someone could actually know off their great knowledge, that'd be even better as well. Right then, we're on round 11 then here tonight then. And of course, bronze is going into unknown territory tonight, isn't it? Well, last week as well. We were in 9 rounds last season, didn't we, for bronze there? As it was basically developed halfway through last season. This season, of course, we've got a full championship. So who is going to be the second bronze champion? Well, the answer is not going to be answered for a very long time, I don't think. I reckon that we're going to go all the way to the wire, aren't we? Especially with the form that Velocity's in, the Energetics is in as well. We've also got Newman, who's really starting to put the paces on it, and put the pace on the two men who were driving last season as well. Newman now has the most wins this season with 3. 2 for Energetics, 2 for Mike as well. Newman's teammate McLaren have got 5 wins in total, and they've got 8 podiums. That's a fantastic start, isn't it? Gordo saying, I think it's a French track there with the sub 1 minute down. Oh yeah, I'm really interested, to be honest. If someone could really enlighten me, that'd be absolutely stellar stuff, wouldn't it? 17 drivers are in this session, and we are going to have 2 drivers take the walk of shame. But who are those 2 drivers going to be? Well, we'll find out in just a jiffy as well. In terms of form, oh, excuse me, sorry, I had a bottle of Pepsi just before I come on air as well, as I was just trying to get me older sugar up in ready to go there, but unfortunately then I'm now full of gas and all that kind of stuff. I'm full of hot air, which is standard stuff, really, isn't it? Here goes Velocity. Let's see how much hot air he's got underneath him as he comes out onto the circuit as well then, and let's see if he's going to propel himself onto a pole position. Well, Velocity hasn't got a pole position so far this season, has he? I gotta say, Velocity's out and out pace there, 1 lap pace, probably isn't the most spectacular in the world, is it? He was only 10th, was he? Oh, sorry, Sorry, excuse me, I've just smashed my knee. He's not the quickest driver in one lap speed, is he? He only qualified 10th in France, but you don't need to be a good qualifier if you've got the race pace of Velocity there, who come through the field there and finished third. And he did say that he potentially could have, should have, and would have won the race last time out. But I got to say, the battle between Energetics and Newman was absolutely fantastic, wasn't it? It was a sight to behold, really was. Of course, the French circuit of Paul Ricard does get a bit of a good old bashing, doesn't it? And rightfully so, to be honest. It's not the nicest of race tracks in the world. It's a great test track, isn't it? It really demands the car, doesn't it? And it shows where your cars are struggling, where your cars are good. But race circuit, probably not the best there, is it? And I think that this track is definitely one of the best, isn't it? And of course, in gold, haven't we? Of course, Granty was dominating this circuit, wasn't he? Up until Sunday, because that's the first time in ALR where Granty, who has participated in the Austrian Grand Prix, has not won a race there and not been on the podium either then. So of course that really was quite a surprise, wasn't it, according to the form book. But he did make his job a lot harder there of qualifying 14th on the grid then. Similar to Velocity, wasn't it? As hopefully Velocity would get his qualifying form to scratch at the moment anyway. In terms of pole positions this season, Energetics has the most pole positions of his career, a bronze, and I think he's on 8 now, and he's got 4 this season so far. Nunda is got 1 pole position as well to his name then, and those are the only 2 full-time drivers that have actually got a pole position this season then. We've had other pole positions there for a couple of reserves there, so good stuff indeed then. Is Farfus had a pole position, we've had a Shane as well who had a pole position as well, so good stuff indeed then. Of course, Shane got pole position in silver, I believe it was. Velocity's already in the freeze. Goodness me, then Velocity is right off the gates quite quickly in that. Williams isn't the championship leader. What a fantastic lap to start this one off, and already into the halfway through the freeze, and fantastic stuff there. Fran has gone second fast at the moment now. He is a second and a 10th down at the moment, but that is a cracking start then, wasn't it, for Velocity? Very goodness, my goodness me, very much started on great velocity as well, isn't it? Mazzer is in second position at the moment now in the racing point as well. What about his teammate Curdy Red then, who is just coming around the final part of the turn of the course as well? We're on board with the second racing point as well. DRS right on the money. He goes third fastest there and 2/10 of a second away from his teammate at this moment in time then, as Velocity is just cruising back to the pits. Gunnar is still chilling in the pits, so we're going to keep an eye on camera race. Of course, Red Bull's home track then, so no added pressure there for the Red Bull team. As Gordo is saying, it was Dijon, according to this page of page 75 then. Back in 1975, and that does make a bit of sense. And yes, you were right, Gordo. It was the French Grand Prix, wasn't it, in Dijon then? Great stuff indeed there. And that was it Nicky Lauda? I'm sure it was Nicky Lauda, wasn't it? Camera Racer goes second fastest at the moment as well then. Of course, we'll be talking about those sub 1 minute laps. Hopefully, if we get as Red Bull goes third fastest, not anymore, because Newman has just placed her down into 4th position. Newman is now up into second fastest at the moment. Newman, another man who's hasn't really shown his hand in qualifying as much, has he? But in the race, goodness me, he's incredible, isn't he? Newman is a fantastic drive last time out. Bradfield in 7th position at this moment in time as well. Ayrton is done at 05.2 there in the Mercedes as well. We've got outlaps there for Forza. Mike is also on up, and Roscoe also in the mix as well. Roscoe made his debut for bronze. Remember, any long-time fans of ALR would have seen Roscoe's name last season and the season before as well, if I'm not very much mistaken there. Of course, driving the Williams team, which eventually won the constructors last season, didn't it, for ALR, for the ALR Gold division. Is Mike has invalidated his time, so he's going to have to take another bite of cherry then. So we're going to keep an eye on Roscoe now then. Let's go on board with the Renault driver making his second appearance then. He finished 11th in France there, of course. I think he finished 10th, didn't he, or 9th originally in the points, definitely, but unfortunately penalties curtailed that, which is a shame there for Roscoe, as we're powering up the hill into turn number 3 as well, or albeit I call it turn number 2 there because I'm a traditionalist. As you can see, getting a hacksaw away there at the wheel there. Roscoe is then before accelerates away, and look at this, it's like a roller coaster, isn't it, as we undulate up and down around this circuit. Very much an old school circuit. It was reopened back to Formula 1 back in 1997, and I do remember that race quite fondly as well. Of course, unfortunately, if anyone who's Hakkinen fans out there will not remember it at all, as Hakkinen had once again then, as Roscoe has run very wide there and is invalidated this time as well, so we're going to leave him to it. Then we're going to keep an eye on Forza then. Third time's a charm, so let's see what Forza can do then. Of course, a race winner last season I should say, round 5 for Forza, but last season, of course, in Silverstone, the home of British motorsport. Of course, Forza did race the first race of the season and took a sabbatical. He is back in action, isn't he, in the Ferrari, car number 19 in his beloved Ferrari, and I think he's doing a much better season than with the actual Ferraris at the SF1000, isn't it? And which is a bit unfortunate, isn't it, for any Formula 1 fans out there. I'm back on board with Forza as well. Going back to the Hakkinen point then. Yeah, Hakkinen there, of course, once again had some more engine failures. That Mercedes in 97 was not the most reliable of this car, was it? Come to 2020 now, goodness me, it's almost bulletproof, isn't it, that Mercedes there? It's a shame that the team's drills and things like that is not very up to scratch, is it? If anyone's seen what happened to Hamilton in that Sunday, is he was doing practice starts in the wrong place then, which is kind of a rookie mistake, really, isn't it, by the champions of Mercedes? So that's not good at all, is it? Just back on board with the Gort, and as I mentioned in the build-up show, the Gort, I gotta say, hopefully he can really dust his overalls off and really get himself going, because this season he's been a bit up and down. Nunda is joined the session a bit late there. Gort has gone into a 10 now. He's 5 seconds off the pace of Ayrton at the moment. Energetics comes across the line, and Energetics is that's McLaren right off the circuit there. Brandon now getting a bit of a cheeky slipstream as well. Roscoe is invalidated this time once again, and RDW has also started so back on board. Brandon, yeah, going back to the Hakkinen and point for the third time then. Of course, he had an engine failure just after the first lap, didn't he, unfortunately for Hakkinen. It was a brutal day, wasn't it, for a lot of cars out, because the opening laps there, we had Jarno Trulli who was leading the race, we had Barry Keller out there, we also had Kevin Magnussen's dad, Jan Magnussen, who was right in the thick of things as well, in the Stuart Ford. I remember that was Stuart's first season in 97, wasn't it? Of course, we also had another debutant team in 97, but of course they only took part in one qualifying session. That was, of course, the Lola team, one of the slowest teams in history, wasn't it? I think they were 14 seconds off the pace of Jacques Villeneuve. Formula 1 car goes a very long way in 14 seconds, don't it? So of course that is one of the beauties about the modern Formula 1, is we don't get many cars that don't deserve to be in the race kind of thing, as Roscoe has gone very wide there. No disrespect as he's invalidated this time again, no disrespect to the Lola team and all that, because a lot of them are quite professional. I am sure of that, but yeah, I feel that I don't think it was very well prepared for that season, were they? As Energetics, I think, is going to have another bite of the cherry as well. Ayrton's also out on circuit as well. And yeah, of course, if you look back as well, 95, we had the 44 team, didn't we? And that was quite slow as well. Of course, they had a lot of backing from the young Brazilian Pedro Diniz, who took about, I think he was in Formula 1 for 6 years, wasn't he? 1995 to 2000, wasn't it? Something like that. His last season was in 2000, I think, with the Sauber Petronas. Oh, I used to call it Petronas back then. Brandon goes 10 fastest out. Brandon will be riding a wave of momentum after that incredible race in France. I gotta say, here's the strategy last time up was absolutely tickety-boo, wasn't it? It was fantastic, wasn't it? RDW back in the pit sec. Gunnar is also making an appearance. Well, let's go on board with our favourite Irishman there. Of course, unless there's any other Irishmen out there, and I also love you guys as well. Or my second favourite Irishman behind Eddie Jordan, and Eddie, but he is in front of Eddie Irvine, as sometimes I thought Eddie Irvine was probably sometimes ran his mouth a little bit, but there you go there. But of course, how could you not love Eddie Irvine? Of course, he was, especially in 99. Was I really cheering for Eddie Irvine being a McLaren fan? Probably not really, but it would have been cool to see, wouldn't it? But of course, unfortunately, that didn't turn out to be the case for Eddie Irvine, did it? Energetics has got his act together, and he is now fastest in the Alfa Romeo. Energetics, as I've already mentioned, he's been on pole position 4 times in this season alone. In his entire season, his entire career, I should say, he's been on pole position 8 times then. In 17 race starts out for Energetics. That is fantastic, isn't it? 8 times in 17 races. Goodness me, there. He's basically got that pole position reserved as his own spot, hasn't he? German has just said, come on, Curly. Curly is down in 13th position at the moment. Nunda's car has appeared in this qualifying session then, so hopefully Nunda will be able to get out in the not too distant future. Gunnar is into qualifying 2 at this moment in time as well. Lovely stuff from D-Dance. I've got another email there. And of course, I'm only interested in emails there, as of course I just want to shout out to any new subscribers out there, of course. And but unfortunately, it's only my LinkedIn page as well, which I don't think I've logged on in quite a number of moons. We're just watching Roscoe there come over the crest of the hill into 9 and 10 as well for the Renault driver. Final corner then for Roscoe, and let's see what he can do then. He is in 11th position there, slots right in between then Brandon and Bradfield. And they could have that sounds like a music band there, doesn't it? That's a great old music band as well. Maybe they should start one up. Mars is a 10th for a second up there. Look at this. There's been a lot of talk about the pit entry, hasn't it? Well, not a lot of talk, but there's been much more debate than what there normally is there about pit in and pit out there. So Mars goes 5th fastest. Much better time now for the racing point driver. And he's having a much better fist of things now since Azerbaijan, hasn't he, Mars? And it's good to see him right back in the thick of things. And since Azerbaijan, he has scored in every single event, hasn't he? As Mike is retired from the session there, as he doesn't want to use up any more tires in what he needs to. Roscoe, I gotta say, is very much it's very tight on his tires, isn't he? He's done 5 laps on them. Goodness me, those tires are going to be well past their best. Just watching Fran, another driver that I gotta say had a very difficult start to the season and really rolled up his socks in Monaco, Azerbaijan and Canada. He scored a 3 on the trot there. Unfortunately, DNF in France, and can he get himself back in the saddle and get his more points then on the board as well. Good 17th then is far for Fran that comes over the line as well, and he goes into 9th fast at the moment then. Ardy Wee is also made an appearance as well in the Renault then. Ardy Wee then, he was looking good in France, wasn't he? Unfortunately, he was as high as 3rd, wasn't he? At one stage, Ardy Wee was. Hopefully, he can get himself back into the heights once again. And Ardy Wee, unfortunately, hasn't scored any points so far this season for the Renault team, which I feel that a lot of it might be unjust there as well. A bad strategy call in Spain, if I don't mean to be too rude there. I think it was slightly there, because I think Ardy Wee possibly could have and should have gotten the points as well. I think that's a very frustrated Ardy Wee there, as he's unvalidated his time with less than 5 minutes to go. Sam has entered the chat and he said good evening. Hello Sam, I hope you're having a lovely afternoon then, or evening now, isn't it? As I look outside, and goodness gracious me, it's very dark out there, and I'm going to turn back around as well because I'm scared of the dark and I haven't got my night light on yet. 4/10 of a second up here, so Curly Red at the moment then, but he's going to have another bite of the cherry now as well, isn't he? As he is on the back straight. 3 DRS zones around here, around this Austrian circuit there. 1100 a second up there in the first sector. That doesn't sound like a lot, does it? But this race is so short and sharp, isn't it? It is very condensed, this circle is there. So a minuscule of improvement will jump you up to great heights, won't it? And as we've got Pillars there, has just entered the games room as well, or the chat I should say, as he said evening Sean, and I hope all is good there. All is always good with me, my good man. I hope all is good with you as well, Pillars. Of course, Pillars, the new Haas driver for the Gold Division there on Sundays as well then. As I touch my neck there, I can't do two things at once. Curly Red that coming over the crest of the hill is coming into 9 as well, and now into 10 then. We've got less than 4 minutes to go in this qualifying session. As the time is starting to tick down now, isn't it? It is becoming the enemy now, isn't it? Of these guys. Velocity's retired from the session as well, so the front the 2 of the first 3 have retired from this session. No, because they feel they're safe as well. Brandon probably doesn't feel safe at the moment. He's 1400s up though, as he comes out of the final turn as well. Let's see what he can do. He's a 10th for a second up, and he's improved to 11 fast there, and somehow slots in between Camera Racer and Bradfield and Curly Red. Oh goodness me, 042, 042. Incredible stuff, isn't it? It's so incredibly close there. Remember on Sunday we had exactly the same pole position, didn't we, between Emerson and Jonathan. Of course, Jonathan got pole position because he set it first, albeit Emerson allegedly said he set it first as well. But of course, I will believe Jonathan over Emerson any day, because Emerson does have history, doesn't he? Of course. Of course, I'm always Josh now, and I'm sure Emerson's hard at work, sat in his living room waiting for someone to order some chips, which I would like to order some chips really, because apparently that chip shop is one of the best in the country. Brandon there is just is 5600 second. He's very much on the limit then. Nunda and RDW hasn't set time just yet. Gunnar has emerged out into the Austrian sunshine and trying to get himself out of qualifying 1 here, because he is 5/10 of a second away from Ayrton at the moment. Ayrton's also in the pits as well, and Brandon there is a 10th for a second down then. He's done 6 laps on those soft tires, so hasn't he? And as Pillars has said there, that Emerson did said it first there, but Codemasters done him over. I do not believe Codemasters would ever do that, because we all know how good Codemasters are, don't we? As we got Camera Racer, who is coming back into the pits, and he is 10th at the moment. Is that going to be safe then? It's only 9/10 of a second between himself and the drop zone, isn't it? Which I got to say, that could have come down quite quickly with track evolution, with driver evolution as well. Nunda is on circuit as well. Nunda got pole position in the Spanish Grand Prix. That was my favourite qualifying session of the season of all three divisions out of Spanish Grand Prix. It was fantastic, wasn't it? It was action all over the show then, as Nunda there looks like getting very adventurous with the steering wheel there, very much reminiscent to a young Felipe Massa back in 2002 when he first joined Formula 1 then in the Sauber team, didn't he? He was very adventurous with that steering wheel, wasn't he? He looked like a lumberjack, didn't he? Kept hacksawing away, didn't he? And it looks like he was chopping down timber, wasn't he, rather than driving a Formula 1 car. I think that his test session though in his test season with Ferrari in 2003 really calmed him down, didn't he? And 2004 and 5 was absolutely stellar years, wasn't it? Which got him promoted to the Ferrari seat, didn't it? For 2006. And I've got to say, Felipe Massa, one of the nicest people ever in Formula 1 there. And of course that will what will live for me forever there for Felipe Massa, as Nunez did a 7-minute lap there, so I'm not sure if that is going to get him through at this moment in time. Gunnar is invalidated, and Gunnar is back in the pits, and so Gunnar is out of qualifying, unfortunately. Ayrton is also starting his lap as well. It is very easy to invalidate your time around here, isn't it? So you guys, so these guys got to just make sure that they can just get a lap in on the board there, and the way it goes as well. As we're just watching a Serious Merchant saying, I am watching on YouTube. Good luck, Bronze there. Good stuff indeed there from Serious Merchant there, as he just messaged in the PSN chat as well. Of course, I was lucky I was sitting there actually. The only reason why I looked down actually is because I got this annoying very annoying notification on my phone now, which really irritates me since I've done an Android update last night. Curly Red going over the line then. Is he did that checker flag drop? I'm not sure if I could take that as too much of a as Roscoe's also set up as well. I might be a bit behind the times then. I'm always behind the times then already. On board there with Ayrton. He is currently in qualifying 2 at the moment in time now, but he's invalidated his time. He is out of qualifying 2 actually. Come to look at it, we're on board with Ayrton. A very similar helmet there to a Ghost actually from last night, but of course it's yellow instead of red then. Can Ayrton then, of course, I like the yellow helmet as well. Very good helmet indeed there, and of course that's synonymous with Ayrton Senna as well. As Nunda is coming out of the pits now then. My time is finished then, but these guys' times is not finished until Roscoe's invalidated that session, that lap as well. Watching Curly Red then. We've also got Bradfield coming back in the pits. Bradfield right up his highest 5th. Fantastic. Ardy Wee is actually in 12th position, man. Good 17th then from Ardy Wee. And just taking another look around the circuit. And at this moment in time, no one is on a quicker lap at the moment. Ayrton is on the cusp, isn't he? As Nunda once again has got a minute down. It looks like he's counting his times there, isn't it? Coming out of the pits for Nunda, but we'll leave him to it for now. 3600 second up Ayrton is at the moment. Is that going to get him through? That was going to get him very close to getting through then. Let's see what he can do then. He is between himself and Roscoe. Is he going to get himself out of qualifying 1 then? Let's find out. We're on board with Emerson. No, then it's Ayrton. They've both got the similar names there. Ayrton is out of qualifying. He's improved by a 10th of a second, but it's just not enough there for the Mercedes driver. And unfortunately, he is out of qualifying. That's a huge blow for Ayrton, who is right up in the top 10 as well. Nunda is got issues as well there. Nunda also having crying emojis there. Something's got majorly wrong for the Williams driver. And well, he hasn't finished apparently, but I think he might have finished actually, unless I am seeing something completely not right, which to be honest, that's kind of me every day, and maybe I should get off the cowpole. Unfortunately, out of qualifying is oh my gosh, and well, I gotta say then that is a complete. I need to get off the cowpole. That's too much for me, isn't it? Oh gosh, I'm obviously on the on the +6 now, aren't I? But unfortunately for Nunda there, he just stopped in the middle of the track there, wasn't he? And that really disrupted my flow. Really did. So just having a look now. Yeah, he just stopped dead in the middle of the track there. So issues there with Nunda. I think because he's joined it late. Oh, he's in the pits. So Nunda just messaged me. He's in the pits, and that's why. So yeah, he's coming in the pits then. But for me, he is at the top of the circuit. Lovely stuff indeed. Then as Nunda doesn't know what's happening. Oh, he's now in the pits. Lovely stuff then. I don't know what's happening either. Then I think he's been watching a bit of Doctor Who then, and perhaps he's teleported back into the pits. Then I'm not a big old fan of Doctor Who, so I'm just trying to sound cool. Unfortunately, then we have lost 3 three drivers in that first qualifying session. One of them is the home team as well, and that is Gunnar, unfortunately, who is not going to make it into qualifying 2. Of course, he's driving the Red Bull at the Red Bull ring as well, Gunnar is. And we got Danny Fiat and Antonio Giovinazzi joining us as well. Great stuff indeed then to see them two also in the session as well. Great stuff indeed then. I think we had George Russell, a couple of last season or the season before, didn't we? And that was great. That was an honour to see him drive her, but I don't think he's as quick as what he normally should be, as he was pedestrian-like, wasn't he? When I think he was in China, didn't he, make his debut for George Russell? Unfortunately, that doesn't count there on the official statistics because I said so. Curly Red there coming back in the pits then. Unfortunately, I think we have to. That's commiserations there for Ayrton, and he is out of qualifying, which is a big blow, isn't it? But of course, Ayrton there, it's not the end of this, is it? Not by a long shot, of course, because the points are distributed in the race itself, then. So do not worry about that, then. Ayrton fans out there, let's just take a quick look and see who's out of qualifying. And Nunda out of qualifying, albeit I was watching the ghost of Nunda. Out of qualifying is Gunnar as well, unfortunately, on the Red Bull's home circuit. And Ayrton also out of qualifying as well. They're less than a tenth of a second away from Roscoe, who has made it through into qualifying too, then, on his second appearance for the Renault team there, of course, replacing Farr, who graciously took a step back there to allow some other drivers to have a go around. Of course, Roscoe, of course, Farr, the head admin of Bronze. So we're now getting prepared for qualifying 2. Look how close it is between the championship rivals there, the championship protagonists. And look at the top 4, like they are in the championship, but also the top 4 in this qualifying 1 session as well, which is lovely jubbly indeed, isn't it? Really good stuff, and I'm looking forward to how that progresses throughout the night as well. Of course, as the pressure ramps up, also mistakes will ramp up as well. Will they be also positioning themselves in the top 4 for the final part of qualifying? Well, we'll have to wait and see then, won't we? Because that is the beauty about live sport. It is not won on paper, is it? And it has to be won on the track there, here in Austria, of course, on the asphalt, around this beautiful picturesque scenery, in the I don't know. It's in Austria, isn't it? And there's me trying to sound clever. I said it so many times last night, not before. I think someone summed up beautifully in the comments there, isn't it? I think it's old age getting to me, isn't it? Newman there coming out on circuit as well. Then, of course, the man who's won 3 times in the last 3 races. This man is unstoppable at the moment, isn't he? I think his championship rival, Velocity, which I would class him as a rival now. There's 50 points separates Velocity and Newman. That is 2 race wins, 2 race victories separates Velocity and Newman. But Newman has cut that gap down so quickly in a little space of time now, but Velocity, remember, has been in second position every time Newman has won then, so it's going to take an awfully long time now if they keep remaining like that for Newman to really cut the gap down. But Velocity, that's what Velocity is all about, isn't he? He's all about consistency. He got his first ever race winning the Spanish Grand Prix, didn't he? And I've got to say, that was the first, I think that Velocity really showed his guns there, didn't he, in Barcelona. And I've got to say, Velocity, as good as me now as he gets out of the way. He doesn't want any part of Newman, does he, at this stage of proceedings there. And of course, and Velocity, I've got to say, he's probably the master of the mind games, really, is the Velocity. He's always downplaying his chance there. I've already mentioned he's very similar to Nico Rosberg, isn't he, where Nico Rosberg was taking it race by race. And of course, this is officially round 10, isn't it, as we didn't do Vietnam there. But of course we still have 21, so we still have 21 races left then as well, as we've got yellow flags then up into turn 9 as well. Newman is now starting his lap then as well. He's gone very wide then, and really that's really curtailed his lap there, hasn't he? Gone way too wide there. So going to stay with Velocity at the moment as well. Look at that then, beautiful bit of I hope no one's got hay fever out there, because they're going to be sneezing, aren't they? Like you've got a bit of pepper under your nose there, of course, if anyone's got hay fever around here. But of course, in the UK, I don't think you've got to worry about that too much anymore, do you? I think the winter is coming, isn't it? As Game of Thrones used to state as well. I don't even know who says winter is coming. Was it Jon Snow? I don't know. That's the only character I know, to be honest, is Jon Snow. Also, there's a dragon lady as well, wasn't there? I don't know who she was, but there you go. That's all I know. I do also know that Sean Bean was also in it as well. Of course, I'm a big fan of Sean Bean now, because he was 006 in GoldenEye. I do love a good old bit of James Bond as well. Velocity then over the shoulder then, as he comes over the crest of the hill then before, and throwing it into 9 and throwing it into 10 as well then. Let's see what Velocity can do then. Interesting strategy for Velocity. He is straight on the soft tyre straight away. Velocity is putting another good time lap there, but he's a 10th of a second slower than his first time lap in qualifying 1. Interesting stuff here in Austria. I'm loving this then. So Velocity is fastest among them. Renbo is second fastest, but she is on the medium tyres. So is Energetics as well. And look how close Renbo and Energetics are. A whisker away from each other. Newman has done a 23.7 there. Good time there for Newman. Much quicker than me. Fran is in second position at the moment as well on the soft tyres. Newman's going to have to go again. We seen him touring at the exit turn 1 there, didn't we? Lovely shot from Bradfield as well. Yellow flags is fluttering. It's Renbo who's just getting who's just pulling out the way there and just and getting on her cool up and back in the pits then. Bradfield there out of turn 10 as well then. This is the final corner for Bradfield as well then. Let's see what he can do on the old scoreboard as well. Bradfield I feel was the most unluckiest man in France for me, because he had the pace in qualifying in the race, so it just didn't go his way at all, did he? I'm sure he had connection issues and all kinds of jazz that happened there for Bradfield. On board Force there, really whipping that Ferrari left and right there, isn't it? See, it's already we there taking a very late decision there to come in the pits there. Mike also cruising back to the pits as well then, and we might have a lot of tears at the end of this qualifying too then. There might be a big name or two that is going to be taken and it's going to be sitting in the garage then for qualifying 3, and that's not what they want at all. Newman's second bite of cherry is much better, much bigger than this first bite of cherry, and he is in second position at the moment then, and 400 a second away from Velocity at the moment then. This is poised to be a cracker of a race, isn't it? I'm loving this then right from the get-go as well. And there's a Williams there just pivoting back in the pits as well. It looked like Ross out front there was pivoting that car. Absolutely splendid stuff indeed then. Forza is on the medium compound tyre then. Of course, the winning strategy for on Sunday, which was won by Caesar, was of course then the soft to the medium tyres, and those medium tyres were very warm by the end of the race there, wasn't he? So just watching Forza there as he is now flying into the second part of the lap as well. Keep an eye out. Remember, in yellow flags in qualifying trim doesn't really mean too much there. Of course, we got to still keep an eye out for incidents and accidents, all that kind of stuff. But Forza there, the back end just wanted to overtake the front there, but that's great. That is absolutely great car control there from the Ferrari driver, and he goes 8 fast. That's not the quickest way around there, but I gotta say, how he kept control of the car and how he kept forward motion there is absolutely beyond belief, isn't it? That was fantastic car control from Forza, the former race winner in bronze as well. That's why he's a race winner. Fantastic stuff indeed then. Cameron Cross has just had 10 pounds. Velocity will crash again then, and gosh, of course he did have a big old smash in qualifying too, which was he was very disappointed with, wasn't he, after the podium interviews. I've got to say, that was probably one of the saddest podium interviews I've ever done in ALR. Goodness me, there was a lot of very disappointing, a lot of frowns in that podium, wasn't there? I think Newman was quite happy, but Energetics and Velocity was very disappointed with how it played out in France, and hopefully they'll be a bit more happier tonight then. If I do talk to him, well, I suppose that I might not be able to talk to him because they might not get on the podium, of course, there. As the Gort there going up into turn 3 as well. Look at those brake discs glowing there on the Haas. That is an absolutely incredible shot there, isn't it? I gotta say, that looks like Sutton in images, doesn't it? Beautiful stuff indeed then. And so, of course, Sutton images I was quite a fan of, because they used to have I used to have a lot of my wallpaper from them as well. Of course, not like these days where you get like movable wallpapers and all that kind of jazz, isn't it? It's absolutely beautiful stuff. Well, I'm a bit of an old fogey. The Gort coming into the middle part of the lap as well. 45-1 for the Gort, and lovely over the shoulder shot. His teammate Rembo, she has done a 0.4657 on the soft compound tyres there. The Gort just appearing over the crest there as well before flinging it into that car is also getting a bit squirrely as well then. The Gort out of the final turn as well. Let's see what the Gort does. We're back on board with the Haas driver, and I think he just pulled out at the last minute there as well. RDW is out on circuit at the moment, and so is Camera Racer. That's a red touring back to the pits. Roscoe is right in the thick of the action at the moment in 6th position. Is that going to be safe? I don't think it is, to be honest there. Anyone in the freezer I feel is safe. Anyone who is outside the freezer is probably going to be feeling very twitchy, especially the mid forwards then. Probably Bradfield and below might have to go again in this qualifying session. Camera Racer slots himself into 5th position. Good stuff indeed there for the guy who's on soft tyres. Fran is out on circuit as well. What about RDW then? RDW is invalid. invalidate his time. He's come back in the pits, and RDW then he's only going to have one more bite of the cherry, so to speak, isn't he? And not good at all for RDW. Then can he get himself out of the doldrums then and into qualifying free? Then back on board with Mike as well. Then in the McLaren, and as he's at the top of the circuit now as well. He hasn't won a race since the Dutch Grand Prix. Of course, he started the season fantastically well over a great win in Australia, and of course in the Dutch Grand Prix as well. He's got 2 race wins. McLaren have had a brilliant season, hasn't they? Really, they have started to climb up the championship, haven't they? With 2 very consistent drivers in Mike and Newman as well. They've been brilliant, haven't they? 5 race wins between the two drivers. The McLaren team are absolutely brilliant, and I've got to say, teamwork of the absolute utmost, haven't they? They've been really good there in the last couple of races. Fantastic stuff indeed then, as Mike comes across the line now, and he goes fastest there, and that should be safe then, but of course do not trust me because I don't know nothing about it. As Gunnar is cheering on his teammate there, as that is Camaro who's coming back in the pits as well. Good stuff to see Gunnar back in the old comment section as well then. When Gunnar's in the comment sections, you know that something's going to happen now, so I will not read the comments for the next couple of minutes, because I have a feeling that there'll be some kind of banter or shenanigans going on in there. So of course there is a Gunnar is usually the is usually the guy that starts there, and there's me once again trying to use big words there. I feel like that I need to eat a thesaurus before I come on here, don't I, just to sound like I actually am from Oxford, when I'm really not. I'm just a man from the forest. As Fran there coming over the line now, and he's starting his lap there. He's invalidated already. He's gone too wide into turn 1, then giving it a wide berth there, and that is not good at all. So I've got to adjust my headpiece there as it's fallen off there. Rembo is at 0.3 of a second up in the second sector. She has gone out quite early though, hasn't she, Rembo? Going a bit wide there, 0.6 of a second in the middle sector as well. Lovely stuff indeed then. And we're just on board now as well. Nunda saying go on velocity. We've got Formula Geo saying hello Geo. I've also got Nunda saying like Hamilton, never satisfied until he wins. Brilliant stuff indeed then. Sorry I'm late. Phone was taken in school then. Gosh there, of course, when I was at school I don't think they even had phones. Well, I never had it. I didn't think I had a mobile until I was about 17, 18, something like that. I was a bit of a late bloomer. So forwards they coming out of the final turn as well. I gotta say, I don't even know how I live without my phone there, because these days I've literally got it attached to me face, haven't I? So just watching Brandon, then forwards that didn't improve that lap there. Just watch. Oh, Brandon's damaged the end plate there. He's had a scuffle somewhere in the Ferrari, so that is a shame indeed then, isn't it, for Brandon? And he is going to he's have to tour back to the pits. He's got, luckily there's a short circuit there, and I don't mean the film either. If anyone gets that reference, I'll high five you virtually. But Brandon there is coming back into the pits there. He has damaged the end plate on that Ferrari, and he has got a bit of time now to get himself back on board with RDW then. Let's see if we can get going once again then. And now then we're on board, and let's see what they can do as well then, as he is now coming up then, as Maz again straight out of the way as well. Maz is a completely different driver, as I mentioned, since Azerbaijan. He's been fantastic, hasn't he? RDW accelerates away then, so this lap is so far so good then. It's pristine at the moment for RDW, as he is now coming into 4, I think it is 4 indeed then. Of course we had a crack and a battle around here last season, didn't we, with Hammers and with Hammers and German as well. Of course then we had Bronze, Poorly Orange and Lost Souls as well. Someone's just jumped quite a way up there as well, and I'm just taking a look to see who it was then. I think it was one of the racing points, wasn't it? I think it was Curly Red, who's just moved up into 8th position. Lovely stuff indeed there for the racing point driver then, so I got scratched from my head then. RDW then coming through the final turn as well, and given the between 9 and 10 wide berth, RDW there, I've got to say, is looking very cautious there in the final turn, but that doesn't make a difference, does it? Because goodness me, then that might have been precision for RDW, and maybe and that was very good indeed there for RDW. I don't think I'll give him enough justice for the final turn then, as Lamar would be very unhappy with me, won't he? And of course I mean the singer, not the footballer. Gore is back out on circuit as well, but he's invalidated this time now. I'm in all sorts of pop references and all kind of stuff here tonight then, as I'm really the driver of the banter bus tonight, and I indeed that as Camera Racer coming through the final turn as well. I got something on my ear. Camera Racer is now starting his lap now then, because here we go then. Maz is out on circuit, but he's had a problem then, so we've got to keep an eye on RDW. Is he going for a second lap time here? I don't think he is. He's coming back in. As Camera Racer's invalidated out of turn 1, and that's not good at all. There he is, and he's just coming past our screens now then, and into the pits comes Curly Red with 2.5 minutes to go. There is gonna be some There is going to be some unhappy drivers, I think, at the end of this session, isn't there? With 2.5 minutes to go in this session, there's a lot of big names that is not in qualifying 3 at the moment. And Roscoe, Fran, Ferrari, Gore and Brandon are all out of qualifying at the moment. And Brandon has got a new nose cone, a new wing section on that Ferrari, and he is going to be back in it now then. As now we're on board Brandon, and look at him, he's adjusting the settings on that steering wheel, isn't he? He wants to get a Ferrari primed and ready to go then, to go for this one lap out and out pace as well. Then goes wide then as Newman is retired from the session there. He is in third position, and I think anyone in the threes should be safe then, so that's the top 4 in my opinion. And RDW is retired from the session as well. I think RDW should be safe for there or thereabouts, but let's see what these guys could do then. As we've already mentioned, track evolution around here can be quite steep, almost as steep as the run up into turn 3 as well. And a lovely shot once again. Look at those brake discs glowing on that beautiful Scarlet Ferrari as he accelerates away then, and he's coming down into turn 4 as well. Back on board with Brandon, and last time it was his first points finish of his career in bronze. It was fantastic performance from Brandon. He's going to do something similar again here tonight then. Top 5 has feel safe then, and they have retired from the session. So is Curly as well. Curly is not so safe. He is down in 9th position at the moment, and I gotta say he'll be very concerned about what is going on behind him as well. Then 1 minute to go in this session. If you're not out of the pits, then that is it. So Camera Racer and Maz have not out of the pits, and Energetics is quite far down as well. Energetics out on the soft tires. Bradfield has got improved to 4th position. I reckon I might be wrong with that free statement then. Free statement being safe, because Brandon has now moved up into 7th position, because Fran has moved up into 6th position as well. Oh goodness me then, I am very wrong, and I, which is nothing unusual. Roscoe in the middle sector, then Force has had some issues, and he has time for run then, doesn't he? Energetics is on the circuit as well. Roscoe is 2/10 of a second up then. That is not enough in the middle sector to get him through. Let's see if he has got a major big final sector as well. As Forza get out of the way, then Forza has got 22 seconds to get to the finish line and to start another lap. Then he's down in 14th position as well. Back on board with Roscoe. Beautiful helmet tribute to the Formula 1 70 years, and Roscoe's in 9th position, a good final sector, half a second in front then. The Gore is out on circuit as well. Energetic said coming through the final turn then. This is the last turn. The man who is second in the champion, he's invalidated! Has he got time for one more run then as he comes across the line? And he is 3/10 second down. Ignore the time, of course, guys, because I am lagging. Well, I'm behind, which is nothing unusual, is it really? Forza is a 10th of a second up then. What about the Gore then? Energetics at the moment is facing extinction out of qualifying, isn't he? He is the man who's had 8 pole positions in his bronze career, the most of any driver. He's been on pole position then in France, in Azerbaijan, and in Monaco. And of course, he also had 1 in Australia as well. He's on fine form, isn't he? He's the man on the most form in qualifying. As the Gore there was going, I thought it was going into the gravel trap there, but no, he's all fine and dandy. He is still on the medium tires, the Gore is. He doesn't want to go on those soft tires, does he? He wants to have the best strategy for the race then. The final turn as well, as the checker flag is fluttering. Gore is only 14 fast set from Forza is 7/10 of a second up. He is out of the final turn. Energetic is out of the issue. It's sector 1. Forza is through in 5th position. Then Roscoe is also through as well. Energetics is out of qualifying. That's a huge shock here in qualifying 2 in Austria. Oh goodness me then, the man who is second in the World Championship is having issues in qualifying, and this is not what he wants to be in the midfield. That carbon fibre zone is not at all good for the Alfa Romeo driver, is it? He is out of qualifying, and that we did say he was going to get a shock, and that is an almighty shock as well. As Energetics there, of course, visiting the beach at the moment, but unfortunately life is not a beach for Energetics. He is out of qualifying, and that is a big shame indeed. Also out is the Gore as well, and the Gore's indifferent season continues at the moment, but he was determined to go on to stay on those medium tires, wasn't he? And I think that I'm wondering where that is, and interesting stuff. And of course, he wants a better strategy than, but I'm sure that race position is probably more important than strategy. Maybe. Well, maybe not. I do not know, really, do I? But anyway, nonetheless, and the Gore didn't want to go onto those soft tires. So they were just on board now with Energetics then. as his best time was on the medium tires. Everyone else is on the soft tires in qualifying 3 then. So it's as you were then, as Energetics comes across the line now, and that is the end of qualifying 2. And goodness me, there is the headline there of qualifying 2. That is Energetics out of qualifying. Goodness me, obviously he wants driver of the day, which he has not been awarded driver of the day yet this season. Just to confirm then, in the classification screen here, our qualifying is the Gort, Curly Red, Camera Racer, Energetics and Maz are all bitten the dust. They are out of qualifying. Everyone in the top 10 will start on the soft tires then, going into the race then. So in qualifying 3 we have Roscoe, Artie Weed, great stuff to see both runners up there, Brandon and Fran in there as well, Rentbo, and the second Ferrari Forza in there as well, Bradfield, Newman, Velocity and Mike also through as well. Goodness me, we've got a couple of teammates in there. I wonder if there's going to be any shenanigans. And just said that he's not surprised he is out of qualifying, but he is in 12th position. And let's see what he could do for the race coming up then. In about 15 minutes time as well then. So yeah, well, I think it's a shock for me. Even if Energetic said it wasn't a shock, I am very surprised to see the man who is second in the World Championship being out of this qualifying session at the second hurdle as well. Is that Fran who's left for session? Let's just take a quick look at the old stream then. I think Fran's left for session, hasn't he? Let's take a quick look then. And I'm just waiting for me stream to load there, but I think that Fran is out of the session as well. He is out of the session. Fran needs to get back in, of course. And unfortunately, though, when you do lag out of the session, it does cause major issues, doesn't it? It seems to be anyway. As now coming out of the pits then is Velocity as well, and he is good. I wonder how he's going to change his approach in qualifying here. And here we go. And this is the more mental side of Formula 1 now, isn't it? And of course, how is Velocity going to change his approach? Is he going to change his approach though, or is he going to be still then going flat out there and going for a first pole position there of his season? I think this will be his first pole position of his career. It will be indeed. I can't believe that Velocity has never been on pole position in his career in bronze, has he? It has been all about consistency, hasn't it, for Velocity? But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he approaches qualifying 3 then as well. But he still has Newman, who is very much ripping up the form book as in the last 3 races. And Newman is on incredible form in bronze at the moment, isn't he? He is really fantastic, isn't he? He is Mr. Incredible, Mr. Fantastic. He's fantastic. As Edric saying, got to be P20 or last there. As we got Nuda saying, soft hard seems to be a good strategy around here. Maybe you maybe you made a mistake, Energetics there, as Energetics saying now Nunda wanted medium soft for Energetics as well. So interesting stuff then as well, as Energetics then wants the medium to soft compound, doesn't he? Yellow flag in 3 then. I think the Gort might also be going the same way as well. Here comes Velocity. He is on the soft tires there for qualifying, for the race start, which is coming up in just a jiffy, isn't it? About 14 minutes time then to the start of the race set. As the tension is building up, the drama is also becoming electric as well here in Austria. And but of course, before we even think about the race, we've got to determine how the top 10 lines up. The guys that are starting in the points, and can they remain in the points is the question as well. Velocity going very wide there, but he's still within track limits. Lovely stuff indeed. I haven't even got me display up. Goodness me, slap me on the wrist. Velocity then is coming out of turn 8 as well, then coming over the crest. Oh, I love that shot. It's a beautiful shot through into turn 9 as well. Look at the head there. It was the G-force so incredible through turn 9. Fran is back in the session then. That might curtail a bit of his qualifying session, but he's still got 9 minutes to go there. Velocity is on pole position, the provisional pole position at the moment as well. Forza is touring out there at the moment. Renbo is in validator's time as well. What about Mike then? Lovely over the shoulder shot from Mike then. And Mike then, he hasn't been on pole position either yet this season. Let's see what he can do then. Out of the final turn, he's got Mike there. He's in validator's time. That final corner is so tricky, isn't it? And for the championship protagonist as well, it is so really causing major issues as well. Oh dear, oh dear. France in the pits one, and Bradfield out on circuit as well. It's great to see Bradfield still in the moment. And of course, he was very unlucky in France. I love the over the shoulder shot as well from the Alpha Tari driver. Beautiful stuff, and he comes over the crest there once again then, and now flings it into turn number 9 then, before coming into turn 10 as well. Then final turn then, lovely shot again, and there he goes then. And where is he going to put himself? He's in the 4s. He's in the 3s. Great stuff indeed there from Bradfield. He's half a second away from Velocity, but a good time nonetheless. The freeze here is looking electric, isn't it? Good times to do for bronze there. Really impressive stuff there up and down the field there. Forza there is now popping over the crest hill as well. Now 2 turns to go there for Forza. Two of the most difficult turns there in the whole of Formula 1 just to get them right, isn't it? Out of turn 10 as well, and here comes Forza. Forza is second fast at the moment. Renbo is abandoned her lap and come into the pits then. What about the second McLaren of Mike's also has issues as well, and that is a shame then. So Mike might also be in the pits. Well, I've only got 3 cars to set a time then, as we're coming up to half distance here in qualifying 3 as well. So Mike is coming into the pits now and are on board with Newman then, as he is just about to start his lap then. And then Newman into the final turn as well, turn 10 then, and now he accelerates out then, and let's see what he can do then. Nunda says, not Newman, Nunda is saying now, Hards will be faster at the end then, for, of course, remember on Sunday it wasn't it? And I gotta say, I thought Newman would have invalidated his time, and he's a bit slow on the DRS as well there. I think he might have thought of invalidating his time as well. He was inches away from invalidating a lap there, but he's done a 16.9 in the first sector, which is a so-so first sector. Nothing to write home about for Newman point of view, but I gotta say, still quite a good spectacular, quite a good lap though. First sector there, albeit he didn't have DRS open, did he, for where he needed to go then. As a Newman, as Nuda saying from experience, as he knows from experience as well there. Yes, and also I was mentioning in the race on Sunday as well, where Caesar was on the medium tires there, and he was being hunted down by Total P's. Newman is invalidated this time. This time it's not second time lucky. Velocity is out again then. So Velocity then, and also Rentbo has also appeared on the circle as well. So we're flying into the final turn then, and here comes turn 10 as well, and accelerates away then. DRS right on the money then. Let's see what Newman can do. This is the second by the chair as well. He's done 2 laps then on the soft tires. Let's go on board with the man who has been king of the last 3 races. Azerbaijan, Canada, France. He has won them all, hasn't he? Can he go for 4 races in a row, which would be a record around bronze? And as he is powering up the hill now, he's done a 15.9. That's a second quicker than his previous best, and that just shows how much time he lost in the first lap then. And accelerating that as well. DRS and right on the money once again. Velocity has started his lap, but he's had some problems there out of turn 1 there for Velocity then, but luckily it's a short circuit then, so he can come back into the pits there, and now another bite of charge to defend his position there. And now it's a very slow Renault at the moment there, just coming out of turn 4 as well, as Newman on board of him once again, and yellow flags, and now it's Redbo just backing up then. There's no cars behind this. It's a short circuit, but traffic hasn't seemed to be an issue around here, has it? Which is interesting stuff. Of course, we had a lot of traffic issue in Monaco, didn't we? Newman now out of turn 10 as well then. Let's see what he does. That is beautiful, inch perfect. Is he going to be on pole position? Not quite then. He is at 3/10 of a second away, but he is on the front row. He's done 2 laps though on those soft tyres. Rambo on the back of the course as well. Then I don't think Velocity is on a mega lap at the moment. Well, he's 12 seconds down then, so as I mentioned earlier, that's about the same speed as of course the Lola team back in the '97 Australian Grand Prix, wasn't it? It's just on board now as well. As I just watched that, Fran is saying, "Lol, the last turn is turn 11." Then, is it? I thought it was turn 10, but there we go. As Frenbo coming over the crest of the hill, then into turn 9, then and into turn 10, which might be 11, but who knows? And now Renbo coming up to the line as well, and she goes third fastest then in the Haas. Then good stuff indeed there for Renbo, lovely. Mike coming across the line, then Mike goes third fast, and both McLarens are once again in the top 3 then, and that McLaren team is an incredible team, isn't it? They really are. Artie Wee has come back in the pits, and he's had a lot of laps invalidated at this stage of proceedings, hasn't he, for Artie Wee? He might have to tone it down in the race as well then. As Nuda saying, time for Williams to get a good result to bring the fight back to McLaren, because yes, at the moment then Williams have now second in the Constructors' Championship behind McLaren as it stands then in this day in history. And we're just watching then Mike just come back to the pits. About 2 cars out on circuit mode. We've only had 6 cars set a time so far. Fran, Brandon, Roscoe and RDW is currently not set a lap just yet, has it? Goodness gracious me then. And it's just on board Gordo saying, I know I'm way behind, but with this fact I've found the 4 Nicky Lauda start. Nicky Lauda 1974 Dijon France 58.79 was the lap record, was the fast lap. Beautiful stuff indeed there. And I think the Bahrain's lap is going to be quicker than that, isn't it? So so we're going to have all time ever fastest lap, haven't we? Of a sub 1 minute, and I reckon it'll be a think that there was simulation saying the 150 odd, wasn't it? Incredible, isn't it? That's going to be incredible stuff. Really is. Gunnar saying some nice times being set. There really is indeed that these lap times are absolutely ferocious, isn't it? Here in Bronze tonight, I've got to say, very impressive stuff indeed then. As now I was just watching Brandon then on his outlap as well then. That we're just watching them, yeah, so just watching car 22 then just sorted himself out then. He's on an outlap at the moment. Rembo is just, no, she's on the second lap actually, Rembo. So let's keep an eye on what Rembo's doing. Well, she's 4 thousandths of a second up in the first split time. And that is a whisker away behind Mike at the moment then. But Rembo going for a second bite of cherry here on in then. With 2.5 minutes going in. She's going to be able to get around and do another lap then. Back on board with Rembo as well then. In the half centres, we're now floating into the middle part of the course as well then. Long sweeping left and right hangers around here, corners around here then. And now then is Rembo is at 2600 of a second down, and I wonder if she's going to abandon this up and come back into the pits as well. We're on board then with Rembo, and nope, she's carrying on then. Rembo, this is the last corner then. Of course she possibly could have been on the podium in the Dutch Grand Prix. She should have probably have won the race maybe. Well, she's third fast at the moment now. Rembo is 2 minutes go down. I don't think she's going to have enough time to come in and go and make it back out though, is she? Brandon there is out on circuit as well then, with just under 2 minutes to go in the session. The final countdown is on here in Austria, and who is going on pole position? And Velocity is looking on course for his first pole position of his career, isn't it? And in this session at the moment, there's no person in this session that's ever been on pole position in bronze before in their history. So I gotta say, it's all up for grabs, isn't it? And I think Forza might be the same actually. I'm just taking a look at Forza now. Has he been on pole position in his career? No, he hasn't either. Goodness gracious me then. So no, the Gort hasn't been on pole position either then. I was looking at the wrong half set. Brandon into the final turn as well, and he accelerates out then. And you can see then he's coming to a line as well. Brandon goes into 7th fast at the moment, and he is the slowest of the times to be posted, unfortunately for Brandon then. But he's 7th position at the moment, and that puts the pressure on. Fran is still in the pits though, and I don't think Fran is getting out, is he? Ross goes on and out at the moment. Artie Wee is attacking the course at the moment, and he is purple in the middle section. Good stuff from Artie Wee then. He has got 2 more corners to go, hasn't he? And once again he's in qualifying 3. Artie Wee is showing some real good pace and performance at this moment in time then. Final turn then, very close there to the edge of the limit there, but good stuff from Artie Wee. He is in 6th position as well. Good stuff there, and 100 of a second away from Forza. Good stuff indeed. And Bradfield has started us up then. He's invalidated his time already, unfortunately. Brandon is going for a second bite of chair as well. Roscoe is also out there. Rembo is coming. Oh, Rembo's off the circuit there, and I think she's just I think she's just getting out of the way, isn't she? Artie Wee then is just cruising back to the pits as well. Bradfield has had issues in the first sector. Brandon is 2400 a second up in the second intermediate split time out of the final turn as well then. And here we go then, and let's go then as he comes across the line, and Brandon goes 8 fastest, and lovely stuff indeed there for Brandon, and he is 8 fastest. Unfortunately it's the slowest of the runners there. And just as where'd you get such facts from? The 58 fact there was from Gordo. I knew there was a sub 1 minute sub 1 minute pole position somewhere, but I couldn't remember where. Gordo enlightened me. Great stuff indeed there. I only knew it was by Nicky Lauder, and that's all I knew then. So really it wasn't much of a fact really. Gordo had to fill me in there, didn't he? Roscoe coming out of the final turn as well. Let's see what he can do then. Out of turn 10 then. Oh, he's off the circuit, and that's it for Roscoe. He is going to be 10th in here in the Austrian Grand Prix. His time has eluded him. He is out there. Bradfield there is also invalidated his time as well. As is he coming in the pits? He is coming in the pits, unfortunately. We've also got the second runner right behind him as well. I wonder if it's final qualifiers. This might be a bit of a damp squid. Not by any stretch of imagination, because Velocity is going for it. He's invalidated. I think he's invalidated, has he? Yes, he has invalidated. Forza's up in the second. A cracking lap there from Forza. What about Newman? Newman's invalidated. Newman's going to be third fastest. This is Velocity's first pole position as it stands alone. What can Mike do? He comes out of final turn then, and Mike, there's just the finish line. He is second fastest then, and what an end to qualifying. I would call it a damn squid. It's anything but brilliant qualifying performance. Fantastic stuff indeed. But it is Velocity, his first pole position of his career in ALR bronze. What a performance from Velocity, and very much what he needed there. Very much what the doctor ordered there from the Williams team indeed there. And that is Williams' second pole position to Caesar after Nunda got one in the in the Spanish Grand Prix, didn't he? So good stuff indeed there, and great stuff from the Williams team as well, and they're going to be absolutely loving it. But Mike is on the front row as well, so I got to say, this is looking very juicy, isn't it? Really good stuff indeed. I think that's actually Williams' third podium, pole position this season. And so Velocity then just coming over the line then, and he's on his victory lap now, isn't he? As the tension is building up, the drama is becoming electric, isn't he? And by just over a tenth of a second, Velocity is on pole position there. That last lap could have really cost him his first pole position there. Mike was on the fringes there in second position then, and I wonder what would happen to Newman as well, as unfortunately Newman got an invalidation, didn't he? Forza looking like the Forza vote there. He's back up in the third position. Great stuff indeed there for Forza. Absolutely lovely stuff indeed then. But it's Velocity who has taken all the plaudits in qualifying one here in the Austrian Grand Prix. Fantastic stuff, Ben. And as I've already mentioned, this first pole position of his career as well. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And alongside him is Mike on row one. That's a cracking row one, isn't it? And the men who are battling at the top of the standings as well. It's great stuff to see Forza there. Also great to see him back up there as well. Former race winner of Forza is that. Newman in fourth position. Rembo is fifth. Artie Wee, great time in sixth position. Bradfield is seventh. And Brandon in eighth position. Fran and Roscoe ninth and tenth. Unfortunately didn't set times in this qualifying session, and that potentially might cause them some gremlins in the race as well then. As we're now getting ready for the race itself, and this is what you guys have all been waiting for, isn't it? As much as qualifying is exhilarating, it is all about the race, isn't it? And of course, Austria is a fantastic race, and we've had two very good races. Gold was definitely put on a gold standard on Sunday, didn't they? Silver, I gotta say, it was very electric, wasn't it? Well, bronze now then. Well, we're going to find out then, and you can see then that there's still a bit of sunshine out there. So I was predicting we might have to use the intermediates or wets, and how wrong about and standard stuff as usual. I am really not a Mystic Meg, am I? Because it just doesn't seem to go right whatsoever then. The garages have been cleared then. All the cars are on the starting grid then, as we're now approaching the time before the lights go out then, and we start the Austrian Grand Prix then, and this is what we want to see, isn't it? And here we go then as well then. So we'll go through the grid then from front to back, from pole position, which is Velocity, who is on his first pole position of his career as well, with Energetics down in 12th position, and this is a golden opportunity for Velocity to potentially really extend his lead in the championship, which is 35 points as it stands at the moment then. So this could be more ground gained as well then. As ALR Vince is saying, good luck lads. And I don't think I've ever seen that name before. Goodness. Oh, Red Bull's been disqualified already. Oh, and that's a Ferrari off. Oh, goodness gracious me then. There's all kinds of drama here in the starting grid then, and oh gosh then, it's appalling then, the formation up, but luckily they get a reprieve then. We've got half the grid gone, but on pole position is Velocity, and he might be happy that his rivals have gone. Second position is Mike then. Third position is Forza. Fourth position is Newman. Fifth position is Redbow. Sixth position is RDW. Seventh position is Bradfield, who has joined. Oh no, Bradfield once again and having issues, and on the start once again he's had a great qualifying, but the race is not just going well at all for him, is it? Brandon in 8th position, right at the heart of the action. Fran in 9th position in the Mercedes, I should say. 10th position then is Roscoe, then that is the top 10 who are all on the soft tires. 11th position then is Maz. He was the first man to choose his tires. Energetics on the medium tires then. We heard about his strategy right in the comments there, right from the get-go. No gains from Energetics then. 13th position is Camaro. 14th position is Curly. Camaro on medium tires, hard tires there for Curly, only one of two. 15th position is the Gore on soft tires. Ayrton on soft tires in 16th position. Gunnar is going for more of a leisurely start then on the hard tires, and Nunda is going for more of an attacking strategy on 8th position there. ALR Vintage saying, makes my ALR are my initials. Oh, that's cracking a bit of initials there. He's not a part of the community yet then, so intriguing stuff there. Good stuff indeed then. So he's also given me a thumbs up for great commentary. Thank you indeed then. I very much appreciate it, but unfortunately I don't hear me commentate race yet on the race yet, so you ain't going to understand a word of it when those lights goes out in the next 15 or 20 seconds or so. Velocity is on pole position. I was about to say vintage there because I was reading his comment there. We got one Williams at the front, one Williams at the back, as indeed then the Williams do need as many points as possible now, with the McLarens really very much on the ascendancy, aren't they? And here we go then, we got 5 sets of lights to go, and then of course when those lights go out, we are not going just yet, and we've lost the car, haven't we? And now the revs are building up. Then we are waiting, and we are going to be released in Austria. Now it is go here, and a great start from Velocity, a good start from Velocity actually. And look at that then, he's already cleared. That's a perfect start. Ardy Wee is up the inside then, and he is going to have a look into turn 1 then, as he almost comes very close then to the back of the McLarens as well. But good stuff from Ardy Wee then as we go up into turn 3 as well. Forza has got the momentum, and both McLarens are going side by side then. Mike is on the inside then. And look, Ardy Wee is on the inside there. That's a dive bomb there. And both McLarens have come to blows there, just as we mentioned about how good their teamwork's been. But that's an appalling start for the McLarens. Ardy Wee there come up the inside there. I wonder if it hurt Mike slightly there. Well, whatever's happened then, Ayrton has flown himself right up into 9th for this as well. But we're on board the man who's won 3 races at the last 3 races, I should say. And he is in troubles already. He's already in the wars there, and he is going to go on the inside of Ayrton. And look at this, a great shot here from the Mercedes driver. Oh my goodness, we can almost go and touch the car. Fantastic then. And now he is through then. It's Ayrton got damage then. And whoa, good stuff indeed then. Newman there is unfortunately going to have to come in the pits, but both McLarens are coming to blows there, just like 1999 in the Austrian Grand Prix, where Hakkinen and Coulthard touched at the same part as well. It was just slightly a lot on further from that, wasn't it? And goodness me then, as Gordo said, Ardy Wee was literally like a Vettel there, wasn't it? As Ardy Wee there steaming into turn 2, unfortunately there. Oh, I should say turn 3 then, but that one is completed 2.2 seconds. Velocity really controlled that pace, really controlled the start from lights out all the way up into the apex of turn 1. He was fantastic, wasn't he? That is absolutely head and shoulders a perfect start. It really is. Roscoe has got a great momentum now. He's having a fall. Fantastic, but it's all to play for behind then, as a Fran then, and now Newman, who hasn't come in the pit yet, and because his teammate is in the pit, so it's a double whammy then for Newman then, as he is going down the order then. And look at this then, it's Brandon is now in 7th position. He had a fantastic race last time out there. Oh goodness me, it's getting very nip and tuck then, going on the inside. Brandon's gone right off the circuit then, and oh goodness me then, Brandon there, and I think it's wrong foot there, but he's right off the circuit there in the Ferrari, and he's trying to come back onto the course as well. Mike is the only man that's coming to the pits at the end of lap 1 then, as we're coming up to complete lap 3 already. Brandon is left for session now. I think he's furious with that, and Velocity has set the fast out of the race as well, but that was very early on to be retiring then, so we've already seen virtual safety cars last night there. Into the pits there comes Newman as well, and what a shame there for Newman, as really he's been head and shoulders class of the field, hasn't he, up until this point. He is on the medium tyres, and the McLaren driver is then, and we'll see We'll see what he can do from here as well. And he comes in and out now then. And his teammate there is through the front turn, but both McLarens are coming to blows. And Nunda is up into 9th position. Oh, is he? He's been having a good old day. He's about a hit there. I think it was Ardy Wee, wasn't it? Ardy Wee is having all kinds of problems at this moment. And where's Roscoe? Roscoe's behind now, but look at this. As Maz has gone too deep there. And Roscoe's back to full position. Look at the red bow all over the back of that Ferrari in front of us as well. The Gore has got. Oh my goodness me, Ardy Wee is having a problem in a bit there. 3 laps there of awful 3 laps there. Some really bad luck there from Ardy Wee there. It's he's had a bit of a awful start into this Austrian Grand Prix, isn't he? Nunda is down in 14th position now as well, and as both McLarens are right to the back there. And we're just looking at the front now as well. We've got a go shell flag, and Ayrton's got a 3-second penalty as well. Then as I adjust me headpiece, and 2.7 seconds already. Then Forza second, and Rembo is really keeping Forza on his toes in 3rd position. Roscoe in 4th position, Maz 5th, Fran in 6th position, Ayrton 7th, and yellow flags then on the ghost part of section 2. I always thought this Austrian Grand Prix was haunted, wasn't it? And indeed it is. And as we're just watching the Gort then, who is all over the back of Curly Red as well. In the background we've got 2 Red Bulls who are 9th and 10th position as it stands at the moment. Then Curly Red has defended the inside line then, so we're going to go up and under. And there's a yellow flag floating out somewhere there. Camera Racer up into 10th position. Gooner's up into 12th position. Energetic still hasn't made any progress, but I know someone who has then. That is the Gort, who is up into 8th position then. Best starter of the field so far. Well, that has to go to Roscoe and Maz up 6th position. No, then it's Ayrton up 9 positions. Goodness me, then. Ayrton there floated under the radar. He's had a fantastic start, hasn't he, Ayrton? He's up into 7th position. Great so indeed then. It's to both McLarens then, who probably had the most appalling start hasn't he? Now Maz has dropped down positions once again, and he's now down in 6th position at the moment, and it's not going at all well, is it, for the Racing Point? Well, Fran there is having a strong performance at the moment, as we've got, so just ignore the yellow flags for the moment, as we're on lap 5 and 3.3 seconds, and Velocity is in a commanding position already in this race. Ross got on a very strong start as well in 4th position then. Really good stuff indeed then, as we're just watching back into we're on board there. Energetics, he's on the medium tires, isn't he? Energetics, both McLarens are close together once again then. That first lap incident there was very similar to 1999, wasn't it, between Hakkinen and Coulthard there. Remember what happened there though, as Coulthard tried to go on the inside, he spun Hakkinen around there, and Hakkinen had to come back through the field and finish third eventually there. Coulthard should have won that race there, but he let Eddie Irvine in to win, didn't he? And of course there he was feeling very sheepish at the end there. Energetics locking up heavily into turn 4 as well. Yeah, so that wasn't very good at all for the McLarens there, and McLarens are now down in 13th and 14th position there. I wonder if that was RDW definitely did a Vettel-esque kind of manoeuvre there, didn't he? As having some issue. Miles is facing the wrong way then, and he's trying to come back on circuit. He has to be careful because he's going to get disqualified if he keeps driving the wrong way, and luckily he reset back to circuit as well. But Miles then all the way down into 13th position as well. What a shame for Miles that he was on a cracking that starts this race, and it's not going at all well. The road is my lap counter is all over the show, isn't it? Because at the moment Nunez apparently a lap down already. Miles in the pit said, as those soft tires are not looking good at all. Red Bull is up into 2nd position, and she passes Forza. Forza's going to go for that. Maz is out of the race already in this race, and unfortunately that's another retirement then. It was we've had Brandon leave the session, we've had Maz retire as well. We're only on lap 6 there. Anything can happen in this race, and it usually does. In Austria, I've just swallowed me tongue quite badly there, as RDW there is now got a 3-second penalty as well, and now of course says that now Forza's having a 3rd position. Red Bull is up into 2nd as well. We're on board there with the Ferrari driver, as Renbo has the pace there. Now then, can she make it pay in this race? And we'll keep an eye on Renbo's performance, as I think we need to keep an eye on Camaro Racer's performance at the moment. We're on board then with the Red Bull driver, as he is as Renbo's got a 3-second penalty as well, and Forza is not letting her go, is she? And that Racing Point now is unfortunately retired. Is retired at the as Nunda set the fast up the race. Good 17 then, and as Nunda, not Nunda, as unfortunately that Racing Point now is retired on the outside of the circuit as well. Then, so McLaren's are still battling away. Then, as Newman has got past his teammate Elsney, and now back up to 12th and 13th position. The McLaren's are so good in qualifying. Unfortunately, it's not helping in the race. So it's now we've got Renbo, who is now accelerated away and is of course in 2nd position. And can she stay there is the question, isn't it? As now we've got Curly and Camaro, and Camaro's gone a bit wide there. Lovely shot from the Helicam there. Look at this beautiful scenery here in Austria, isn't it? It looks like a setting out of a film, isn't it? And it might even be a setting out of the film as well, isn't it? Where The Sound of Music was filmed around this part of the woods, then kind of thing. Possibly, I'm not sure. As just watching Energetics now, who is down in a 10th position run, hasn't made much ground so far. He is the of course in front of us. We've got Curly. Maz left the session. We've got Curly, who's in 8th position now on the hard tires, the Camaro on the medium tires, and Energetics on the medium tires as well. So he's not even the front runner in terms of the guys on the alternative strategy at this stage of proceedings. And so Energetics has got a bit of work to do at this stage of proceedings, as we're back on board then, as RDW and Brandon are locking horns at the top of just at the top of the hill there into turn at number 4 as well then. And look at these guys just concertining up there. Curly Red then, who's looks like Camera Racer's got a 3-second penalty there for going off the track slightly, but Camera Racer's got the momentum and over Curly Red. Penalties is going to be a major factor in this race. Well, flags is flying here, there, and everywhere, isn't they? So just watching Curly Red then, of course, he kept his car in the beautiful position now, didn't he? And Camera Racer is now on the back foot, but Energetics is struggling for straight line speed at the moment. Camera Racer is going to have a look on the outside as well. I think Curly Red knows he's out, and he definitely knows he's there. Oh no! And oh goodness me, they're into the barrier, and oh gosh, and that's not gone at all well. And oh dear, Curly Red then is into the gravel. He's damaged the end plate as well. That is not good at all there. And oh goodness me, we've seen a lot of side by side action, but that is and unfortunately they have kind of blows out. It's very difficult. It's kind of in your blind spot. We've seen a lot of incidents down there over the years, haven't we? Formula 2, we had a spectacular incident down there, didn't we? In 2016, I think it was. But But unfortunately, for these drivers here tonight, and that's currently red then, that's both racing points in the mile. The first 10 laps then, they're really on the back foot at this stage of proceedings then, and now Curly Red is in the pits, and that's really compromised his strategy, and he's on the hard tires as well, and that is a big blow indeed, and that's helped Energetics. He's now moved up into 8th position. Good stuff indeed. The Gore is in a very strong 7th position at the moment now, isn't he? And look at these cars here. Rempo cannot get away from Fords at the moment. It's very difficult to escape the DRS trap, isn't it, around this circuit? It seems like it's a horror film, isn't it? You can never escape the cars behind them. They just seem to keep coming at you, don't they? On board there, Roscoe. This is a fantastic drive from Roscoe, isn't it? Really good 7D there. Didn't get any points on this debut last time out in the Renault's home backyard kind of thing. But here in Austria, he is absolutely loving life at the moment, isn't he? And he's coming over the crest of the hill then, and he is in turn 9 and turn 10 as well then, as Maz is saying, had a glitch, delayed, changed the gears, then had no control of the steering there. So that is unfortunate there for Maz. So that's why Maz retired from the race then. So yeah, if you have issues like that, then that's really you can't do much about that, can you? So that's appalling luck, isn't it, for Maz there? Which is such a shame there, because he was battling his highest full fit in 5th position, wasn't he? If it was a glitch or lag, I'm not sure if it was a glitch or lag, but Gertrude was doing so well. And yeah, it says I was just echoing those points as well, Maz there as well. Of course, we don't really like people that we'll come back on to me, because the Gore and Ayrton is going side by side, and the Gore is through there, and of course getting his elbows out there at the top of the hill. Now, I haven't said that for a long time, have I? But yes, elbows out at the top of the hill, and the Gore is up to 6th position as well. Yeah, just going back to the point now, I'm not really keen on people retiring, but if but Maz having issues there with having those technical issues then, and if it's not safe to drive, then of course, and very sensible indeed there from Maz said, of course, everyone who retires because they're having a bad race, and got to say, I haven't said that though, I can't say much because I do it quite often really, but that's why I don't race anymore, because I'm a poor sportsman. So we're just watching Roscoe's dropping out the way at the moment then. Had to retire as always, a danger to our drivers, and yep, that is exactly right, Maz. So it's just such a shame there, isn't it, for Maz. Is unfortunately another man who's had issues as well as Bradfield. What a shame there. Bradfield in the last 2 races have had connection issues, hasn't he? And he has been so good. I'm not sure if his connections issues this time, I should really point that out, but it's such a shame, isn't it? Because once again, Bradfield had a great qualifying, and it just doesn't seem to all come together, does it? Camera Race is now back in front of Gunnar. Gunnar is on the long game at the moment, and he's in 11th position. Gunnar is doing a very good job, I must say, actually, of just keeping position there and just making sure that he is doing everything he needs to. Ayrton is not letting the Gore go, is he? I think he might be a bit upset with that strong arm manoeuvre there from the Gore, and of course, he's now coming back out the Gore as well. Of course, the Gore there, I think it's good to see a bit of fight from the Gore though, isn't it? Of course, we love to see that. Of course, he's a veteran in the league scene, isn't he? And I think that hopefully the Gore there can really kick off his season. Rempo is now 6.7 seconds away to it. I gotta say, Velocity is almost 7 seconds in front of the moment. I forgot he was in this race at the moment. Well done to Velocity. He's having a fantastic start to this race, isn't he? And I gotta say, it's very much like his Spanish Grand Prix performance, isn't it? Where he's absolutely dominant. When Velocity is out in front, I gotta say, he is a man possessed, isn't he? Very similar to Kimi Räikkönen. Remember when Kimi Räikkönen was out in front, especially in the McLaren days of the 2003 and 4 and 5. Kimi Räikkönen was very hard to stop, wasn't he? And Velocity has definitely got that similar demeanour, hasn't he? Where he's out in front, he has control of the race, he can do whatever he pleases there. And I bet your bottom dollar that Velocity is even looking after those tires as well. Also similar to Sebastian Vettel-esque as well, isn't it? Where Vettel was just commanding the race, wasn't he? And he used to go further than anyone else on those tires as well, didn't he? Vettel did back in his Red Bull days as well. And just watching Forza at the moment, and there's I've got a big old wet patch there, and that's not good at all, is it? But I'm not going to say where. Renbo at the moment now is 7.4 seconds away, and Forza is keeping tabs at the moment. Now we have got 15 cars remaining in this race. There, we've lost Maz, unfortunately. There are technical issues. Forza is rolling the dice. He is in the pits first, and he has to slow down then to 80 kilometers an hour here in the Austrian pit lane. Then, and there are all those red mechanics. Then they're coming on the pits now, and they are changing those tires, and they are the white striped hard tires, I should say. I'm a couple years behind. And he's coming out of the pits now, and good stuff there from the Ferrari, and away he goes. And Nunda is up to 8th position. Good stuff from Nunda. He's gone from 18th to 8th, and he's had a very good start to this race indeed there. He's come through the field like hot knife through butter, hasn't he? Out of the pits comes Force. Then the undercut last night was fantastic, wasn't it? But of course, traffic may put pace that, albeit we do have 3 DRS zones around here. Mike is in the pits as well, and there's a bit of a tough day for the McLaren team, isn't it? He's also on the hard tires as well. Is that going to be hard tires to end the race there? Remember what happened last night then? I can't remember what happened last night. What happened last night? Someone did a very long stint, didn't he, on the, I gotta say, I've got a problem with your memory lately, I know, I'm gonna have to write things down. Forza is through, he passes a camera racer on the fresh hard tyres, and away he goes in the Ferrari. Lovely stuff indeed then. We seen last night of Iceman there, who did an incredible amount of laps on those hard tyres, didn't he? I think he did about 20 odd laps, didn't he? 28 laps, something like that. Incredible stuff indeed. Ayrton's in the pits then. We've also got Renbo is, Renbo is in the pits then. Fran in the Gore stayed out there, and Nuna's got a 3-second penalty as well. Rembo coming in, changing those tyres. She's on the hard tyres as well, and away she goes. And Roscoe is already gone. He's gone in a jiffy. And then we got Ayrton also coming out as well on those hard tyres. We got a lot of pit drama going on here at the moment. We got the Williams mechanics out of the pits, and they're ready for Nunda. Nunda also going on to the hard tyres. It looks like it might be a very straightforward strategy here. Well, I say that. Look, Forza's through. Forza's through. He's up into 5th position. He passes Rembo. Good stuff indeed there. And Rembo's got damage there. She's got damage there. Then come the blows there. Or was that me just putting two together? We're coming up with 22, which is the car number of Rembo as well, which I'm quite pleased with that one actually. But no, Rembo has got major issues there on that Williams, on that Haas there. Oh, the understeer is going to be appalling for Rembo. Once again, Rembo having a good race there, but bad luck seems to shine on the Haas driver at the moment now. Velocity then just mirroring the his competitors. He is coming in the pits now as well. The pit window's open for the medium tyres. Oh my goodness me! Gorton, no, here's the Gort who's had issues there, and he's had some major issues in the Haas. He is coming into the pits, and oh dear then, and we've also got a Ferrari in the pits as well. Brandon and Nogshaw's gone on there, but Gore has had some major issues, and Velocity is out of the pits in second position. Energetics is taking the lead, then Brandon's in the pits as well. Fran is also coming in the pits there, and he is out of the pits as well. Look what's going on up into turn 1 then. Alice Newman passes Roscoe as well. Ayrton then right behind his teammate. The Gore is changing the nose cone. He is going on to the hard tyres then, and this is getting all quite difficult indeed then. Gurman saying that she might have hit the wall, Rembo. Yeah, that's a very good point then, because look at how acute this turn out, this pit exit is. Goodness me, that it is. It's very tight indeed. That is almost as tight as my waistline. And of course, so yes, that's a very good point now for Gurman then, and that is why then he is the voice of reason. We have got Energetics then, who is 2.4 seconds at the moment in front of Velocity in second. Cracking stuff indeed then from once again the two rivals then. Forza is now in third position, and Rempo's got issues there coming out of the pits then, which I think is actually the more likely option, isn't it? Really, she is going to have a lot of understeer now then, and that might put paid to her challenge then of maybe getting on the podium as well. Energetics is also in the mix as well. Energetics then is on the medium tires, and where is he going to go? The hard tires, or is he going to go on the soft tires towards the end? Into the pits comes camera racer as well. Fran there is giving Gunnar some cause for concern. Newman is back up in the 5th position now as well. Lovely stuff indeed there for Newman then, of course, after being tipped around and doing a Mika Hakkinen-esque performance there from 99 then. I'm referencing that quite a lot tonight, because it's very similar, as both McLarens have come together at the exit of turn 3 then. Maybe it was instigated by the Renault there, but unfortunately the bottom line is both McLarens have come together after we was giving them such high praise as well after the performances of Canada, really, and really good and very good teamwork as well between the McLaren drivers. So that is unfortunate indeed that Ayrton, I felt like, was going to give it a good old lunge there, car 12, but I feel that gap was always closing there. So good stuff from Ayrton. He's currently in 9th position there, and if he keeps his nose clean, there will be some major points on the off-in as well. Velocity is now all over the back of Energetics, and Energetics has come from 12th up to first at the moment then, and he is leading this race at the moment. Velocity does not have to overtake Energetics at this stage of proceedings because he's got a whole pit stop in front of him. him. Energetics has to go in the pits then. Velocity does not. Interesting stuff though. Velocity is on the medium compound tires then. Is he going for a two-stop here, or is he going to be looking after those tires till the very end then? Interesting stuff indeed then, as it is all up in the air then. It's Ayrton goes up the inside then. He passes Gunnar. He is through. He's up to a finish. Good stuff indeed then. Whereas Fran is also giving Roscoe some cause for concern. Roscoe's on the hard tires and he has followed suit with Forza and Rempo, whilst Fran has followed suit with Velocity and gone on to the medium tires as well. Mike has got past RDW and moved up into 13th position as well. Lovely shots once again, then back on board then with the Mercedes, and look at that gap is opening. I feel that Fran was going to have a good old lunge there down the inside of turn 4, which of course where we've had a couple of other drivers come a cropper, haven't they, unfortunately, in this race in the not too distant future as well, as Mike and Artie Wheeler are really going at it, hammer and tongs, and we're back on board then with the McLaren driver. Four-star figures just lapped him as well, as Mike then as Mike, who's struggling to come back from the field there, but he will have those hard tires in the race. And there are the battling leaders and also the men battling in the World Championship as well. And I gotta say, Velocity then, who's finished second in the last 3 races. We talked about Newman and his incredible consistency with banging wins after wins after wins. Velocity just banging podiums after podiums after podiums in 9 races so far. Nunda set the fast lap of the race. In 9 races, Velocity is only not been on the podium twice, so that is absolutely incredible stuff. Fran is out on the outside, I should say, into a turn number 3. I think it is 3, and he is through and up into 6th position as well. Good stuff indeed there, and away he goes, and Fran is now up into 6th position, and here's on the medium tires. Next target is Newman, as well as Roscoe is not giving up though. He's going to go back on the inside. Oh my goodness me, look at those brake discs glowing there as Roscoe stamps on the brake pedal, and Fran there just about keeping his nose in front as well. Look in the background as Roscoe is now in that Mercedes sandwich, and he probably doesn't want to be there, does he? Fran has got a 3-second penalty though for running slightly wide then as well. We're keeping on that because I think that's going to be a very juicy battle right until the very end. Energetics is now on. We're halfway through this race then, and I got to say that there's been some action, hasn't there? But no safety cars there. That's there. No, there hasn't been no safety cars. I was trying to think then. So yeah, no safety cars at the moment. And of course, this race is flying by, isn't it? And just on board then with Velocity then, as I said, and he doesn't need to overtake Energetics. Energetics is already a pit stop. It's already a pit stop behind at this stage of proceedings then. So Velocity can just park there and just be happy with what is going on around him at the moment. And this is once again another absolutely stupendous performance there from Velocity. As I said, then it's very similar to Spain as well. Maybe this performance is even more impressive than Spain, but we'll find out as we're only halfway through this race at the moment. I say only halfway through. This race is flying by at the moment, isn't it? It is a very short circuit, isn't it? But we do have a lot of lappage around here. 36 laps then around this lovely Spielberg circuit then, and we do have a lot of battles that which needs to be played out then, and one of them is Newman at the moment, and his Energetics has dropped down into 2nd position, and Velocity is through then. Energetics is 2nd then, and now Velocity is really got those fresh medium tires, and away he goes. I've been saying about Velocity, you might not need to stop again. The question is though, is he going to get those medium tires to the end then, and what is Energetics going to go on then? I think that Energetics was quite happy to go onto the soft tires at the end of this race then. And Newman there. Oh my goodness me! And how close was that? Wow! And I thought Newman was going to go on the inside. That's caught me unaware. Oh my goodness me then. As I was just taking a chill pill. My gosh, that's a very wrong time to take a chill pill. Look at this then. As Newman there was going side by side. It was just a track's width there, wasn't it? And I gotta say, no core ass, no core given. I love that. That was fantastic, wasn't it, by Newman there? And Newman is showing his pedigree at the front of the field. He's also showing his pedigree coming back through the field as well. Great stuff indeed then, and absolutely fantastic. Great stuff indeed there for Newman, and very much there. Strong performance there. Velocity there has been released now from Energetics, and away he goes as well. And as Brady sorted there, I looked away from the stream before a second, and you gave me a heart attack. I got to say, Newman giving me a heart attack as well. Goodness me! As I thought that gap was no way going to disappear. It was going to disappear on the outside. Rembo, good stuff indeed there. Really showing that it's not easy to get past Rembo, is it? And goodness me, they're really just about giving the squeeze as much as he could. Then lovely lovely stuff there, and absolutely great stuff. Newman is back, Noonda I should say, is back in the 9th position round. Good stuff indeed, and he is also in the points. Well, he's in the points anyway, but now he is also cemented his place in the points and 9th position. Gunar's done 20 laps on the hard tires at the moment then, as I think Gunnar be looking to go on the soft tires at the end of the race set. We'll soon find out, and Redbow is still all over the back of Newman at the moment. This is the closest battle on track. There's also a bit of a train before now with Fran and Roscoe also in touch and distance as well. 21 out of 36 here in Austria, and let's take stock on lap 21 then. Velocity leads by 2.7 seconds at the moment from Energetics in second. He hasn't stopped yet. Forza, great drive in third position. This will be his first podium on his return to ALR bronze. Fantastic stuff there from Forza. The Forza of old, isn't it? Brilliant stuff indeed there. Newman in fourth position now. We think he might have to come back in the pits, but we'll find out then. Fifth position is Rembo. She was looking so strong until she had damage to the wing then, but let's see where she can go from there. Sixth position is Fran then, with Roscoe in seventh, and there is these guys are very much condensing into each other, aren't they? And we're seeing this now with Fran there, who's now all over the back of Rembo, as Rembo is going defense on the inside, so Fran is going to go on the outside. We're on board with Fran there. Is he going to go up and under? Nope, because Rembo just parks her car in the middle of the circuit, and Fran couldn't go up and under. Great defensive move indeed there. Roscoe in 8th position, Ayrton in 9th position there. He was out of qualifying one. Well, it doesn't matter, does it? He's in the top 10 now. Brilliant stuff indeed there. And in 9th position is Noonda on in the Williams there. Good stuff for Noonda there. Also Manu who's at the back of the field there. He's flown his way back up in the 9th position. Gunnar, great driving in 10th position. He's going to be electric towards the end there, so keep an eye on Gunnar. The Gort there is slightly, and that's a problem there for Fran there. Understeer there out of turn 8, and that's very disappointing indeed. And a big thank you to S17OTC, who's our new subscriber as well. Brilliant stuff indeed. Thank you very much there. Of course, we appreciate all your comments and all your subscriptions and all that kind of stuff. And I can tell I'm not a professional YouTuber, isn't it? What I'm meant to say, like, share and subscribe. There you go. But yeah, seriously, thanks guys for all your comments there, and all your views indeed there. Of course, it's very much appreciated. It really is. I do love your comments as well, because I'm always very much lost at sea on a lot of these races as well, as I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't really know my face from the elbow. I got to keep that PG there, didn't I? So at the moment, Newman is now dropping back into the clutches of Rembo. Rembo is on the hard tires. She should get to the end from there on those hard tires. Same with Forza as well. I've got question marks over the medium runners. That is Newman, who I think Newman needs to come back in, will need to come in the pits then, as I'm quite confident on that prediction now. Velocity, who's on the 7-up over medium tires at the moment. Is he going to be able to tickle his way to the end then on those medium tires? We'll find out. And of course, got Fran as well, also on the medium tires, also in the mix one. Fran there is giving Rembo very much a cause for concern, isn't he? And he has, of course, got a whole wing intact as well. Newman's got a 3-second penalty there. Really been on the back foot, hasn't he, since lap 1 there, after the two McLarens came to blows there, which very much not a happy hunting ground here tonight for McLaren, is there? As I was talking about them having issues in 97 in Austria, where Hackney blew up after the first lap, didn't they? And now then in 99 as well, where McLaren's come together as well. So I've really not helped them at all. Energetics is now past Emerson and moved back up into 7th position. Now Ayrton dropping down to 8th position as well. I'm keeping on this battle here, because Newman there is really under the cosh now, isn't he? Because he has got Rembo and Fran there all over his gearbox. Rembo's having a look there, going down into turn 4. Of course, it's off camber. It falls away from you, that turn, doesn't it? And at the moment, no, Newman is keeping the high ground, isn't he, so to speak? We all know about my high ground. As Energetics on the soft tire as well. He's going to be electric there. At this moment in time, he is about 18 seconds away from Velocity. He's still in the pit window, just about there. So interesting stuff indeed there. Oh, look at Fran then. Lovely shot here from the rear wing then, as for Fran as we come. As Newman's coming into the pits, and oh no, there's contact, and there is contact from there, and you can see that Rembo is slowing down because Newman was coming into the pits there. It is a very difficult pit entry, isn't it? And Energetics at the far side of the race, and Newman in the pits, and Ayrton up in the 6th position there. Roscoe is just been overtaken by Energetics. He is now in the 4th position. Fantastic stuff indeed there for the man who's second in the World Championship, but Roscoe is not letting that lie, is he? He is now coming back at Energetics. Look at this, and they're side by side, they're wheel to wheel, going up into turn 2. Oh my goodness me. And now then Roscoe is up into 2nd position, and Energetics there could not stop Roscoe. He was like a steam train. He was coming through, wasn't he, Roscoe? Whether Energetics liked it or not then. And now then he is Back in the full position, Energetics are dropping down into 5th position. Well then, Ayrton in 6th position. Energetics are locked up as well, and we've got to say the standings are changing all the time. And Newman is back past his teammate. Mike is struggling down in 11th position at the moment, but he does not have to stop again. Fran has dropped right down to 13th position. He was on such a great race, wasn't he? Up until where he just tapped the back of Rembo there. But of course, that was because Rembo was given a bit of a car's width end to Newman, who was coming into the pits. And Energetics is now back on the rear wing once again then of Roscoe, and just on board down Energetics as well, and he is on those soft tires, and he needs to be making hay whilst the sun is shining with 11 laps to go then, and those medium tires then, I think then, as I'm doing a quick math in my head, which is never going to go well, Roscoe's got another 3-second penalty. He has DRS though from Rembo, but I don't think the DRS is going to help him this time, because now the shoes on their foot. Roscoe is fantastic in the straight line. Goodness me, that man is very quick. Energetics go on the outside though. Oh, and Roscoe there is showing the rear wheel, isn't he? But Energetics has got the soft tires and he has the momentum. But Roscoe is so quick in a straight line. That Renault there is a slippery devil, isn't he? And now that he's going on the inside there, but Energetics has got it. I think he has got it. He's up in the 4th position as well there. And that was a little more difficult than what I thought it would be. Roscoe there very much there, not laying down and letting Energetics through. And why should he? Fantastic stuff indeed there. Loving these battles there. And that's a Ghost Ferrari. And that's not Forza then. That is Brandon then, who is out of the race then not too long ago as well, as just going over the crest hill as well, as Energetics is now all over the back of Rembo into the final turn. Unfortunately, Brandon is out of the race. We're down to 15 cars then, and look at this, DRS is available then. Rembo is in the middle of the circuit then, and look at Energetics. I think is a very it's got a lot of downforce on that Alfa Romeo, isn't he? He's not very quick in a straight line, is he? He has DRS this time. Rembo doesn't have DRS, so it should be slightly easier than the battle with Roscoe. But again, then he's only just there getting back through, and Rembo there almost going into the side of Energetics then. But the job is done now. Energetics can get after the front two then, as Newman is also past Camera Racer and up into 10th position as well. This race is far from over, everyone. And Rembo there is down in 4th position as well then. And I think that Rembo is now going to have to be turning her attention to behind her now, because we've got Roscoe and we've got Ayrton in 5th and 6th position as well. Gore is also coming back at these guys as well in 8th position. We've also got Nunda again, a great job from Nunda. Nunda is absolutely transformed from this season, from last season to this season. Last season he's one of the drivers that have really impressive. Same with Ayrton as well. Remember, Ayrton only scored 1 point last season. This season he is on a total of 30 points. That's 29 points difference, isn't it? It's night and day. Ayrton is really Ayrton and Nunda are two drivers that have been really fantastic this season, haven't they? And hats off to both from being out. They've been splendid, haven't they, to watch. On board then with Roscoe once again then, and Roscoe is not leaving Rembo alone at the moment, is it? He has a full wing there, and Rembo is, I think, feeling that yellow nose there in her mirror, isn't it? Look at Roscoe, having a look, then Roscoe is so quick, isn't he? I gotta say, I'm wincing every time he gets closer. He looks like a man possessed, doesn't he? As now then Gore is a drop behind Newman, and the Gore down into 9th position there, as Newman, they've both gone wide there, and it's unfortunate that didn't help the Gore there, did he get back through there, because they both ran wide there. Newman on the soft tires. He's done 2 laps on the soft tires. Nunda is now very much squeezing out, and then 2 men that might have the most improved driver award at the end of the season then. Well, they've definitely got my vote at the moment then. Am I allowed 2 votes? Probably not, so I've got to split them in half, so just watching then is just watching these guys coming out of turn 8 as well, and Roscoe having a look there, and I think he's just trying to distract Rembo at the moment, because Rembo can see his arrows there, can't she? And she knows that Roscoe there is might be just trying to distract her slightly there, as he's just thinking for a move up there. That might allow Rembo to maybe miss her breaking point then, or a bit. Of course, this is Rembo's first season in ALR bronze, and of course Roscoe's first season in bronze as well. But of course, he did drive in gold for a couple of races as well. Well, for more than a couple of races. I think he had 20 race starts in the end, didn't he? And now he's going to go on the outside. Rembo has the inside then, parks her car once again in the middle of the circuit then, and she has so much more traction. Nunda is past Ayrton, and he moves up into 6th position, going back to his battle here, because it's Roscoe who's on the outside of Rembo. He's got nose ahead then, and oh goodness me, they're going to come to look at this, and fantastic action there. Rembo is on the outside, Roscoe is on the inside. Rembo has got quite good traction there and quite good straight line speed as well. Well, definitely acceleration anyway. And Rembo is down in the 5th position. Roscoe has moved up into 4th position as Rembo dropping down the order, and Nunda is next on the on the agenda, isn't it, for Rempo to try and keep her place as well? But the penalties might be a thing that we'll be concerned about later on this race as well. So it's not all done and dusted yet. Then, as Nunda there is trying to just keep in the line of Rempo as well. As Rempo is punching is punching a hole in the air, isn't she? And so is Roscoe as well. Of course, that's what the slipstream effect is all about. And oh my goodness me! And once again, then we got some great action there. Up into a turn 3 as well. He's on the outside. Then Nunes, but Rempo parking the car. Oh, she's gone wide, and now Nunda is up, and he is into 5th position. Rempo is side by side, but I think it might be job done. Nunda is having a 5th then, and Rempo down into 6th position as well. Then of course the wing damage is starting to take its toll on the Haas car, and Ayrton is now 1.5 seconds away then for Rempo, but still 6th position now. It's still a strong result then, but I think once again Rempo probably feels it, probably could and should feel that it's probably another race possibly got away in terms of a podium, or at least a top 4 finish, in my opinion, in my humble opinion anyway. And we have got Camera Racer is also giving the Gort call some concern as well. RDW is past Curly Red and up into 14th position as well. Lovely 17. Then Newman is now also coming out these guys as well. So I think Rempo and Ayrton's got to be more concerned about Newman, who is also on the charge as well with 5 laps to go. Both Roscoe having a very old swirly on there, and now McLaren, who is looking so good in qualifying, is only got 4 points. Williams are now 1st, and they're now 4th. Oh my goodness me! Then as Nunda is showing the rear wheel, but he's gone slightly wide then. Oh, and they're also kissing again. Then goodness me! And here and see come out of the out turn 3 as well. Nunda then look at him, and he is it's Roscoe so quick, isn't he? Lovely helicopter shot. He's up the inside. And goodness me, we've seen action here before, haven't we? We've seen action here already with Hamilton and Albon, and we also seen the action there with I think with Curly Red. Yellow flag in 2. Then it's one the Mercedes. I think Fran has had some issues out at the top of the hill, and Fran there, what a shame, because Fran was on a cracking race as well. Nunda is now back out. Is now in the 4th position. What a drive from Nunda once again then. And across it, that distinctive red and yellow helmet there is becoming a signature and a trademark, which the bronze drivers do not want to see in their mirrors. Great stuff from Nunda. He is up into 4th position. Absolutely splendid stuff there from the Williams driver. Love it. Energetic Sen is also now coming onto the back of Force as well. It's great to see Force up there as well, isn't it? I got to say, I've only said it a couple of times to stream then, so I need to say it more, don't I? Great to see Force on the podium again then. He is on a fantastic drive here tonight. Can Energetic said he's done 8 laps on those soft tires already. Those soft tires are going to be very difficult towards the end of this race, isn't they? They're going to be hanging on there by the skin of the rubber, so to speak, isn't it? As Roscoe there just run out of road there, and look at that. Ayrton it's also decided to put on a spurt as well. He is now then 4 tenths of a second behind Rempo, as we got Nunda, we got Roscoe, we got Rempo, we got Ayrton, then we got a battle royale, but it's not Fortnite, it's Formula 1. Incredible stuff indeed, isn't it? As now then Nunda, Roscoe, Rempo, Ayrton, and look, Newman is also joining the party as well. This is fantastic stuff, and look at that as they come with the crest hill. This is cracking stuff indeed. Then we're on lap 33 out of 36. I think we're going to run out of laps, unfortunately, though, haven't we? And that's a shame, because I've really enjoyed this second part of the race. It's been fantastic, hasn't it? Oh no, it's Force has had issues there. He's got a 3-second penalty, and look at Ayrton then. He's right underneath the gearbox of Rempo going up into turn 1. Then Energetics is through. He passes Forza up the inside track position, and he is through. But is he? He is through as well, because he also blocks off the momentum that Forza could have had, should have had, and might have had. And we're just watching this. Oh, and now Newman is up the inside there, passes Ayrton. Oh, Rempo's off the circuit. Rempo's off the circuit, and look at this as we go. Oh, action all over the show. As Energetic is still free, and coming back to this ball here, because Ayrton and Rempo and now Newman as well into turn. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my gosh. That would have been audacious, wouldn't it, from Newman going on the outside. Wow, incredible stuff indeed then. But oh, there's contact, but I think they're all good there, as Newman has still got all his pieces pointed in the right direction. No, he hasn't. He has lost an end plate on the right hand side of that McLaren, and I'm not good at all. 11.5 seconds the gap is at the front now, as Velocity has dominated this race from start to finish, hasn't he? His launch was brilliant. His launch was perfection. It was Bottas-esque, wasn't it? And I mean Bottas from this race a couple of years ago, isn't it, where it was a debate about whether it was a jump start or not, wasn't it? But we're on lap 34 out of 36, and 3 laps to go for Rempo to hang on to 6th position. As Energetic said, can he hold on to those tyres with just a couple of laps to go as well? There's a lot of questions that need to be answered. Can camera racer is also giving the Gort some cause for concern as well. Back on board with Newman, who is who would possibly be very disappointed with this race, wouldn't it? But he's had 3 race wins in a row there. Unfortunately, he's going to be losing an abundant amount of points, though, to Velocity. As now then, it's Gort just keeping his 9th position just at this moment in time. I'm back to here, and Ayrton get him just about a car's width. And Newman is now up into 7th position as well, then. Oh wow, incredible stuff. And indeed that now then Newman's next target is Rembo as well, as Rembo down into 6th position at this moment in time then. And look at this car, Q car. It's been fantastic, hasn't it? Energetics, I've got to say, I thought he was going to be limping on to the end then. Really not by any stretch of the imagination there. He is taking 2 seconds out of Velocity. Velocity might be just cruising to the end now on those medium tyres then. But we've got to keep an eye on that gap there, because Energetics there looks like that he is a force to be reckoned with. Energetics and Nunda have been brilliant today. Ford has been fantastic today. Roscoe's been brilliant. And I got to say, there's been so many good performances. Nunda has had a great comeback drive as well, hasn't he? And look at this, that he is now side by side as well with Rembo. He goes up into the hairpin of turn number 3. Oh my goodness me, what's up debris? I'm not sure. There was something that kicked up then, but Rembo in there. Oh my goodness me, they're banging wheels. And gosh, and the modern F1 car doesn't like to bang wheels too often, does it? But now Newman is up into 6th position. Rembo down into 7th now, and Ayrton in 8th position. And Ayrton, can he strike whilst the iron's hot then? Because Rembo's on her back foot now, isn't she? As we're on lap 25. No, 35 out of 36 then. As incredible stuff indeed then. As just watching Energetics now down to 8.5 seconds, and as we are approaching the we are on the final lap then here in Austria, and our final lap then, our final tour, as Ayrton had real bad understeer out of turn 9 there, goodness me then. And you can see then as I come through the complete lap 36 and the final lap then here in Spielberg. And it's been a very impressive race, hasn't it, here in Bronstein. The second half of the race has been absolutely tickety-boo, hasn't it? I mean, that's the word of the day for me. I've loved it. Absolutely great stuff up and down the field then. Really good stuff indeed. But this man, I've got to say, driver of the day for Energetics there for coming through the field, and for Nunda as well. But this man for driver of the day perhaps, and just for his start, his strategy, it's been all perfect, hasn't it, for Velocity? It really has indeed then. He has just controlled this race from start to finish. What a performance for Velocity. And as I said earlier on, he just commanded this race, didn't he? Out of the final corner, it is perfection for Velocity, and he wins his 2nd race of the season and of his career as well. That is perfection for Velocity. What a performance there from the championship leader. Energetic in 2nd position there. Great drive from Energetics. Forza, he is back to where he belongs in 3rd position. Fantastic. Nunda, what a drive to 4th. Brilliant stuff from Nunda. In 5th position comes Roscoe. Brilliant drive from Roscoe. Oh, Newman now up in the 5th position. Rembo is 6th. Roscoe 7th. Ayrton is 8th. Then we have the Gort coming in 9th position. And Cameron 10th position. Mike is up into 7th position there, and keeping it clean there. And Cameron in 11th position there. Gunnar, a strong drive in 12th position there. Unfortunately, he just didn't have the pace too much on those soft tires towards Jenna. RDW in 13th position. What could have been for RDW, as it was very impactful the first couple of races, the first couple of laps, wasn't it? And we got 15 guys. RDW in 13th position, Curly Red in 14th position, Fran in 15th, Brandon, Mars and Bradfield out of the race then. Velocity, what a performance, and Bailey Swift 80% all tyres all around there, as well as a brilliant performance. So it is Velocity on top of the world there, with an incredible emphatic race win as well. Nunda gets driver of the day there, and no arguments from me. Williams have had a perfect day on there, and they're going to retake the lead, I believe, in the constructor standings, and indeed they are. Brilliant stuff indeed then from Burns indeed that for the Williams team today. That was very emphatic indeed, wasn't it? From Velocity then. Energetics, great drive up to 2nd position in the end, then to kind of minimise the damage there. As Nunda saying that was a racer. He is very happy at that there. 4th position there for Nunda. Brilliant stuff indeed. I think that's his best result of his career, if I'm not very much mistaken, for Nunda. Well, he's had a 4th position before, actually, hasn't he, Nunda? But still, brilliant performance from the wins. On his first drive of the day as well. Fantastic stuff. Let's take a final look at the classification then then from the Austrian Grand Prix. Hats off to Newman, who gets started today, and a good comeback drive after, well, nightmare start for the McLaren team, wasn't it? Now, velocity from pole position to checker flag, that was a phenomenal performance, wasn't it? It was scary at times, wasn't it? Absolute perfection. Second position was Energetics in the end there from 12th to second. Good drive. Forza, great to see him back up there. It's a brilliant drive to third there from Forza. Back where he belongs, some may say. Nundo, driver of the day from 18th to 4th. Fantastic. Newman in 5th. Rembo in 6th position. Mike in 7th. Roscoe, great performance from Roscoe. Ayrton in 9th position. Lagore in 10th. Outside the points is Cameron Guna. Then we had Curly Red and RDW and Fran. Retirements was Brandon, Maz and Bradfield, all retired from this incredible Austrian Grand Prix. Fantastic stuff indeed. I know I've been joined in the gantry then by Velocity, and I got to say, Velocity, I was saying in the commentary box about that was perfection because you nailed the start, you nailed that qualifying lap as well. You were just supreme today, really was indeed. Then talk us through that. Was there anything that you struggled with today? Because it looked like it was such a easy drive for you.
I'm gonna be honest, no. I was struggling with quali a bit before the session, but nah, as soon as I got into it, I was perfectly fine. Cruised my way through Q1 and 2, and then decided to put the time in where obviously it mattered. I think I got lucky, to say the least, with Hilke not making it out of Q2. That made life so much easier for me, and then obviously a civil war between the McLarens, which I'll tell you what was, I think, the best thing I've seen all season. So I'm hoping they don't sort that out for the next race.
Lovely 17. Talking about your start, because on the stream that looked like you really nailed the start. Do you feel like that? Because it just felt like that you had such a comfortable start and just basically just pulled away from everyone else, or was it just a normal start for you?
I think, for me, it was a normal start. I think the thing that made it look good was, obviously, Jay Bradfield murdering the two McLarens off the start. And there, I'm obviously having to start on cold tyres. I'm not sure how good Forza is on starts anyway, but I'll tell you what, it's a brilliant drive from him as well. I do feel sorry for Maz, though. He's lagging out, but he had his chance. But, obviously, his internet didn't like it, so...
Yeah, that was a shame for Maz. Well, brilliant stuff indeed, Velocity. Fantastic. That was your best performance I've seen from you in bronze this season, and I've got to say, that's a statement of intent. Really well done today. Fantastic. Let's come to Energetics in second position today. Energetics from 12th to second then. I would say that's a really good performance. That you even said in the comments that you was going from medium to soft set, and you was taking time, hand over fist out of Velocity towards the end then. But realistically, was that the best you could do today? Was second?
Yeah, obviously, because I started way back. I invalidated my second Q2 lap, and yeah, I had other things in quali as well, so that's why I didn't do many laps on the softs as well. I was surprised everyone was going on the softs, because I thought like just everyone going on the medium. But I think when I gained a lot of time to Velocity was because he was cruising to the end, because he didn't have any penalties. He had the pace to control it, just like Lewis Hamilton has. Like, oh, I don't have that tires anymore. I don't make it to the end. He just slowed down. Lewis is not doing that, but Velocity can.
What happened to you in qualifying? Then just to elaborate a bit more, if you can. Then what was he just determined to go for on the medium tyres? Was that your downfall today?
It was my decision to go on the mediums, but I thought let's go out on the softs and try and do a lap. But I validated and I just take my loss. I had a lot of wheel spin off the start, so I was P last at turn 1. So yeah.
Still a very good second today, and well done indeed there, Energetics. And let's come to Forza as well. And I've got to say, Forza, what a drive from you today. Of course, you took a couple of races off, and you came back in Monaco with your beloved Ferrari, and you've had a couple of points, finishes here and there. But today was really, you showed your form of vote from last season. May I add there, of course, where you won a race in Silverstone last season. But today, you looked on it like a car bonnet. What was that race like for you?
Thanks, Sean, and thanks for the word Velocity. It means a lot. My start wasn't that great. I think when Jay Bradfield disconnected, he took a couple of people out, and I got disqualified from the formation lap. So I'm guessing my starts are usually pretty good, so I'm guessing that may have something to do with it. Yeah, so I think I lost position to RDE and Renbo, and then the two McLarens had their altercation, which kind of helped me out. And yeah, I think Renbo overtook me at some point, and I just tried to keep with her, and I managed to get the undercut on her. And on the hard tires, I was pretty comfortable. Obviously, I knew Energetic was going to go on the soft tire and get me at some point, so you've got to pick your battles correctly. I tried fighting him, but I guess I'll take P3.
What was the difference about today then? Because you just seem to be really quick from the get go. Is it just the track, or have you just found your rhythm on this game?
I wouldn't say I'm as comfortable as it was with 2019, but there were two factors. One being I actually love Austria; it's one of my favorite tracks. And the second one, I think it's more D-pad friendly than the other tracks that we've been to, like Baku and probably Monaco and stuff. Yeah, that's probably it.
Brilliant stuff indeed. Thank you to all the free drivers that have come in and chatted to me tonight. It's been brilliant stuff indeed, hasn't it? And talking of, we got happy memories for Forza next time out, because we're in the home of British motorsport. It is the British Grand Prix from Silverstone, and round 12. We're officially at half distance now for all three championships. It is cracking stuff indeed. Emerson leads in gold, then in silver it is Gurman, and then in bronze, of course, it is Velocity as well, with a fantastic, emphatic performance tonight. Then join us on Sunday as we're back for more the British Grand Prix round 12. Goodbye.